This week on the program, it's a film so bad even Al Pacino decided to quit. It's Despicable Me 2. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Eric Siska.
Henry Gilbert.
Bob Mackey.
And we hate movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. Our amazing guest run here on the Summer Blockbuster Extravaganza continues this week as we welcome back to the show our good friends Bob Mackey and Henry Gilbert from Talking Simpsons and their family of shows. Welcome back to the program, fellas.
Hello. Hey. No, thanks for having us back.
Hey.
Yes, we're psyched for you guys to be here.
I want to say thank you with a question mark at the end.
Well, because you're always talking Simpsons. It's time to talk in Minions. How about that, pal?
Other popular yellow creatures. Yeah, I mean, I think this is punishment for all the times we've had you guys on to talk about bad Simpsons episodes, so we deserve this. And I want to let the audience know I'm currently riddled with COVID, and I tested positive 8 hours after watching this film. I subscribe to the Minion leak theory.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
In that lab was both COVID and Minions, and then they got up to no good, started farting around in that lab, and those Minions accidentally opened the door.
Well, in case this is my last podcast, this is how I want to be remembered.
Talking Minions.
For my Minions opinions.
Oh, Minions opinions. Oh, it's right there.
That's your new show. Minions Opinions.
When we get to season 20 and we can't talk about The Simpsons anymore, we are starting Minions Opinions. By that time, there will be at least 12 of these films.
Oh, absolutely, dude. You'll have, and I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, but just wait for it. Especially like if this new one comes out and it's not like busting the box office above Inside Out 2, you'll start looking at like Peacock original Minions TV show kind of stuff. And I'm sure there's another Minions movie on the way, that annoyingly successful side series to these movies.
I think I made this a memory hole thing I never want to remember, but every time we research stuff with Illumination, I learned this, that they are like one of the most, even more than Pixar, the most consistently successful animation studios on Earth. Everything like makes close to $1 billion, if not over $1 billion. I would bet Despicable Me 4 will be their next $1 billion movie they make. It's nuts.
I'm sure it will be. I mean, this is clearly a really brilliant just add water formula. Just add Minions to whatever you're doing equals box office gold, and not somehow box office poison like I would have guessed. But that's just me. But yes, this is Despicable Me 2 from 2013, directed again by Pierre Coffin and Chris Renaud. I love that dude's name. Pierre Coffin. Fantastic.
That's where I want to be right now.
We covered that first Despicable Me movie a while ago, Eric. I don't really remember a bunch of it. I had to sort of like refamiliarize myself with this world, including like, so he like stole these 3 kids or they were left at his doorstep or something, and now he's just raising them, which is very weird.
Yeah, I feel like each of these successive films is putting in details that should have been there in the first place, because when I was watching the first movie, I watched the first one for this, by the way.
Nice.
And I noticed that it's a story about supervillains, but there are no superheroes. There's no one fighting the supervillains, and there's no even like police presence in the first movie. And then the second movie is just like laying that in. Oh, these people have always been there. So I think with each movie, they're trying to justify the choices they made originally. But I noticed that with this one, they throw away the premise completely, because the premise for the first film is, what if a supervillain was a dad? It's a fine enough premise. And then they just forget about the supervillain stuff from this point onwards. And I don't know who Gru is or what he's supposed to be or what he does for a living, but he's just a guy with a silly accent, and that's all he is.
It's kind of interesting, actually, because I was realizing watching this one through, which I'd never seen before, and believe me, folks at home, this is a one and done. That this movie follows the rules of the Tim Allen Santa Claus sequels, because you got that first movie, and it's like Tim Allen begrudgingly takes on a new job. And that's kind of what that first one is. Like, Gru kind of begrudgingly becomes a father, whatever. The second Santa Claus movie is, okay, now that you've established like what your job is, we got to find you a wife. And that's exactly what this movie does. It's like, okay, now you're this dad, whatever. We're going to introduce this anti-villain league or whatever this thing is. But the core of it is that these three little girls want a mother, and boy, oh boy, Gru better get out there dating.
right.
He better find the love of his
This
life.
is a good connection.
You
I see
know.
what you're saying with the Santa Claus series. There are some similarities there, but now what if if a dad dies on your roof, you get his kids? That's like, right? Like, because if Santa dies on your roof, you become Santa Claus. If
Right.
a roofer dies on my roof, I get his children.
I think this movie's like, this world is actually, if someone dies on your dad's roof, they become a minion.
Oh my
That's what
God.
happens. Like, Tim Allen became the Santa Claus, but like, you become a minion, and that's how Gru has amassed this army of yellow butt-cheeked little guys here. So I think there's something to this. We'll have to see. I don't know the plot of the third Despicable Me movie, but maybe it's about him also fighting Jack Frost, which I think is that third Santa Claus movie.
I would rather be in hell than a minion.
I've only watched the trailer for Despicable Me 3, but I don't think you're far off. I think there is a Jack Frost-like character who's the villain of it. And the most interesting in 3 is they get
excellent.
Trey Parker of South Park has a big role in the movie, which I was shocked to learn.
That's kind of surprising, and that kind of speaks to the money that these productions have, because like, I feel like it's a couple of dump trucks worth of cash to get that guy to voice act outside of his world of things. I could be wrong about that, but I wouldn't be surprised if
Right.
that's the case.
Did what's his name? Russell Brand go crazy by then? So that maybe that was like just move that budget over.
Oh, that could be, yes, because Russell Brand returning as this Dr. Nefario character. I forgot about this, and just like right in those opening credits, it's like, boom, Russell Brand, and you're like, oh yeah, this movie's 11 years old, isn't it? Oh,
It brought me back to the early 2010s when we as a nation said no to Russell Brand.
yes. This must have been, if this is voice work, this had to have been after that failed Arthur remake.
Right. Where he drives the Batmobile in it. Yeah. He's also a sober Arthur, as I recall, which I thought was bullshit. Like, Arthur's drunk. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it was funny. That's why both of those movies only kind of worked, is because he was drunk. I mean, the second one's called On the Rocks, for Christ's
Oh
sake.
my God. You know, I looked it up. I was like, I bet, you know what? Let's double check. Let's be thorough. Russell Brand's in Minions Rise of Gru. He's still here during all the troubles.
Is he can't be in
Oh,
4.
man.
Can he? I should look at 4's out like in 2 days when we're recording this. Like, yeah.
That's right. Yes. 2 days from now, on July 3rd, the box office will be rocked by a fourth Minions movie. Also, like, I get you want to hit that full 5-day weekend thing, so you open on the Wednesday, like as is tradition for holiday weekend openings. But man, Despicable Me 4 on July 4, it was like right there. Kind of seems like it would have been a night. Not that people aren't going to remember to go see the movie, but Eric, did you check it out? Like, is he in that fourth one or no?
The cast list for that one is incomplete as of now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in there and they're hiding him.
Yeah, totally. Also, though, like, I don't know, you don't need that character.
No.
You know?
He's such a nothing character. And when I was watching the first movie in this, I kept thinking, who is he? Is he just some old man that lives in the house? Is he below Gru? Is he above Gru? He has no personality. His motivations change on a dime. He's this just very convenient character with nothing
Great
to
point.
do.
Is he below Gru? Is he above Gru? Does he top Gru? Does he bottom Gru?
Mhm.
I think this is he's supposed to be like his really old, useless, like Q character, like a Bond, like gadget guy. I feel like that's what he's doing in both of these movies to some regard or another. Is here's this thing that I invented and blah blah blah.
The thing that bothers me with the Despicable Me ones is, and I don't even like, I've seen worse. They're not much worse, but I've seen worse in the animation world for kids. But what bugs me the most is that I think they're extremely French in that, like, they love the stuff they love of America, like, feels so late. It's like they got like The Office like 6 to 10 years after we did, and they're like, oh, that guy's funny. Let's put him in. And everybody just gets hired to do their shtick like 10 years after you saw him do it in things.
Yes. No, I totally agree with that. And like I don't have anything against Carell, but I just don't think that this character, this vocal performance is that good. And I think it like again goes to show we talk about this a lot. Like when you're bringing celebrities in to do voice acting, there's a difference between like voice actors and like camera actors, and it doesn't always mean that you can do both. And like again, not knocking Carell, and I've heard worse, but like this is kind of I said this I think on the first Despicable Me episode. It's just him kind of doing a pseudo Eastern European Borat kind of thing,
But
but that's
at
it.
the same time, at least he's not just using his regular voice, which seems to be a lot of celebrities that do voices
That's
end
true.
up just doing their
Like
own
Kristen
voice.
Wiig
I think
in
it's
this?
sexist
Yeah.
that Kristen Wiig doesn't get to do a silly sound like or silly accent. All the other guys, like you wouldn't. Why
Right.
even hire
Yeah.
Steve Coogan to just be like a Toodle Pip guy, and then meanwhile Kristen Wiig is just like, yeah, I'm Kristen Wiig doing 50% of my Bridesmaids character, pretty much.
Speaking of early 2010s, Ken Jeong is here.
Oh, he sure is. Oh, he sure is. Yes, as the wig store owner. I have to say it's kind of interesting. We just did an episode on Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Not a lot of mall in that movie, oddly, but I was surprised to find so much mall in this movie.
Yeah.
So I guess Eric, it's still the summer of malls.
It's crazy.
In one way or
How do
another.
how do you, I know this franchise is such a hit. You put your little kids down to watch it, blah, blah, blah. This is a tradition in your
Right.
house. How do they relate to this movie? How do they know what's happening? Are they asking you what a mall is?
I think that's why all you really see of this mall is like what appears to be a giant food court. I know the wig store is not part of that, but it feels like it's all in one area, as if like we didn't want to show like the possibilities of setting something in a mall because like maybe even the writers forgot about that, like what malls could do and what they had in them. Because this really is like one confined little food court area, it feels like anyway. We should start though. I want to say, because Henry, you said off the air you think it's a little bit of an interquel here. You guys recently checked out the Despicable Me ride, and is that right? It's in between 1 and 2, like a Saw X situation?
Yes. It takes place on the first anniversary of Gru adopting the girls. And I guess it lets all of us know that Gru is not an abusive father. He does remember their birthday. And you are turned into a minion to help celebrate the girls'
They make you a
anniversary.
minion?
So
Yeah.
what kind of a ride is it? Is it a hydraulic sitting in a thing? Like how are you going through it?
It's basically like one of the many rides at Universal where you're
Yep.
watching a movie and your seat is moving,
Sure.
and occasionally
Yep.
you're spritzed with water or a smell.
Smell.
Yeah, you
Got
get
it.
a banana smell in your face. It's they say you're gonna get the fart gun, but instead it's the banana gun. And yeah, it's while he's still a disgustingly single man, which fortunately this is fixed by this, because a family must be a father and
Yes.
mother.
Absolutely.
A single parent family is an abomination.
That's why it's despicable. That's why that's in the title.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah. Oh, Despicable Me. I have to get married or else I'm Despicable Me.
yeah. They reskinned. If you've ever been to if you went to Universal in the '90s when we were children, you may have ridden the in either coast the Hanna-Barbera ride. And so this is just they changed the Hanna-Barbera ride to the Minions ride back in 2012, and
Ooh.
it's still very popular ride. And when we finished the ride afterwards, who was waiting for us at the dance party afterwards? It was mascot Gru. He was in, and Gru is horrifying to see in mascot form in person.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
With his frozen rictus grin.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh, that's awful. That's
I mean, I'm
terrifying.
terrified of any mascot character. They just do something to my lizard brain.
Yeah.
But both Gru and Krusty made me experience fear that I never experienced in my adult
It's
life.
nightmare fuel looking at those guys.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, Krusty is the added. I don't know if you got a thing with clowns, Bob. I know I have a thing with clowns, so that maybe didn't help the real life Krusty mascot situation for you.
I think it helped me learn I have a thing with clowns.
Well,
was
better
just
late
sad-
than never finding out, I guess.
I was sad on that trip though. I would have stopped to get a picture with Shrek because meanwhile, I know they're dumb, but I actually love having a stupid picture with the mascots. Like it was a real divide between me and Bob on this fun Universal trip we just had.
I just think they're going to eat me.
Well, the Simpsons, Homer especially, was too handsy with me. I will say,
Really?
he
Wow.
loved me too much.
What happened? Run us through this.
Uh, well, I posed with Homer, and I was wearing a Simpsons shirt, of course.
Right.
And for them they can't talk, so they have to indicate you wear a shirt of me. I like that.
Oh,
And so
weird.
some point and some look and some like Homer touch your chest
Oh,
and pat
no.
you on the chest and hold your shoulder to
Ooh.
say, yes, that's a Simpsons t-shirt.
Oh,
At
God.
least he wasn't gunning for a Gummy DeMilo, dude. So you got that going.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you don't know
That's
what that
true.
guy's doing under there, you know? Maybe, for all I know, one of his hands is in the suit doing something.
And make sure one of the arms is not limp before you approach him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Bob.
And yeah, there was some Minion food around there too, but we did not partake in it. We were having too much Simpsons food.
What was Minion
so,
food?
Yeah,
Banana flavored things.
Banana
yeah,
flavored
they had a
things. So-
banana Nutella pudding.
And is that
Yeah.
supposed to represent? That's supposed to be you're eating Minion.
It does have a Minion eyeball on the top of it. That's like a little cookie thing that's on top. I've seen the
Terrifying.
pics.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Oh my
You know,
god.
this movie though, we're not at peak Minion, and we're not at banana being the catchphrase. There's some bananas in the background in the first movie, but that does not become. I guess it doesn't become a thing until the third movie or the Minions
Oh, I
movie.
did look at a little timeline of this because I also was like, okay, what were the trailers for this? The trailers were all the Minion scenes or just full on original Minion animation. Like they
Sure.
don't care about. We're not marketing this with the plot of like, will Gru fall in love? None of that.
No.
And then I saw that a year before this came out in 2012, they greenlit the Minions movie, so they
Right.
already knew we got the Minions movie. The Minions are the star. It's why they're the star of the ride as well. It's all Minions all the time. They're taking up all the space in this movie for any other plotting. That anytime I thought, oh well, they didn't explain that plot point well, I was like, well, because they needed the Minions to like sing a song or something.
Absolutely, Henry. And that I think is kind of like the greatest criticism to weigh against this movie. If you cut out all of the minion horsing around in this movie, you've got like maybe, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes of a movie. And the rest of it is just grab ass in one way or another with these minions. Like sometimes it is story related grab ass, but most of the time it just feels like these minion cut scenes that you're just like inserting to get to this like 98-minute, feature length runtime.
Well, you need time for the songs, Andrew. You need to
Yeah.
have the songs and have them bop their ass
Well,
some more, you know? And there was
that's true.
that summertime song. They took out
Oh, the Mungo Jerry one?
the Mongo
Yes.
Jerry one. Yeah. They took out the drink and drive lyric. What the hell? Have a drink, have a
Ooh.
drive.
I know for a fact that those minions do love boozing and cruising, so I don't know why they'd bother to edit the song. You're totally right.
This episode's brought to you in part by Rocket Money. Let me ask you something. Have you actually tried to cancel one of these subscription services? It is so time consuming. Going on these websites, my God, it's like going through a maze. I'm going to find a Minotaur in there. But no, there's a simpler solution, and it is Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so that you can finally grow your savings, okay? Because most Americans spend about, we'll get to that. Most Americans think they spend about $62 a month on subscriptions, but get this, the real number is closer to $300. That is literally thousands of dollars a year, half of which you've probably forgotten about. Thankfully, I've started using Rocket Money, and they found a bunch of subscriptions I had forgotten all about, okay? And they helped me cancel the ones I didn't want anymore. Because like you try to navigate one of these websites, like I was saying, there's your day. There's your day. And how closely are you tracking your bank statements and credit card history? These things slip through the cracks, and Rocket Money helps prevent that. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you do not use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/WHM. That's rocketmoney.com/WHM. Again, rocketmoney.com/WHM, which stands for We Hate Movies.
yeah, this movie starts. It does have an interesting little cold open that, I'd find in like an Incredibles movie, maybe. It's like this Arctic base and all these sort of dudes sitting around. The Thing has yet to arrive at this base, I guess. And this big magnet shaped ship comes and steals the entire base. I love this. Like the commitment of these guys, these Arctic research guys, the commitment to this this mission, whatever they're doing. This thing's being pulled into the air, and these guys are refusing to let go. Like it's just magnet technology, and these guys are refusing to let go. I kept thinking of Homer. There's no easy way for me to say this, but are you just holding on to the can? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like let go. What are you doing? And then they all like fall. Some of them presumably to their death from high in the sky after this.
Definitely.
Very weird kind of cold open, but also very like Bond. This, I was like, okay, for this like fleeting 15 seconds in this movie, I was like, all right, this might be an improvement on the first one. And then, cut immediately to a porta potty joke. And like, this dude's been taking a shit the whole time. And I was like, oh, there we go. There's the Despicable Me I know.
Yeah, a lot of this movie, you think of it as Minions and Minion gags, but a lot of it is bad Incredibles. Just
Right.
a worse
Yes.
version of the Incredibles. There's a lot of spy stuff.
Right.
And also within that cold open, which is fine, there's a Wilhelm scream about 3 minutes in, and I was ready to hit back on my remote and just leave Netflix entirely. I think there's maybe 2 Wilhelm screams in this
That's
movie.
the only redeeming parts of the movie, in my opinion. I love that fella screaming out.
Well, the film has to do every joke 2 to 3 times. Like they have it, it makes it easy for them to not have to write too many jokes. But yeah, I think it hit me too watching this movie that all of the spy parody stuff starting from the scene. I was like, oh, this is like, I'm sure these people grew up on Get Smart as well as like Bond, and that's when I remember like, oh right, in the odds. There was a shitty Get Smart movie that starred Steve Carell. So it's just they're even just warming over Get Smart parodies with Steve Carell.
Oh my God, this is
totally.
We were talking about Get Smart a little bit recently. How they did that direct to DVD movie. The nerds are out of control or whatever. Harry and Lloyd or whatever their names were. That's what the Minions movies are to this. It's a spin-off. It's a spin-off thing.
Except, dude, that in that reality, though, to make it a 1-to-1, that 2 scientists getting up to no good movie, whatever the fuck it was, is released in theaters also, and also makes hundreds of millions.
It surpasses the original, which they don't know. If they released it in the theater, it might have. We might be still talking about Get Smart : Out of Control to this day.
That Get Smart, that Get Smart movie. Also, I believe one of the rare instances of Dwayne Johnson playing a villain. I think he's like a secret villain in that movie. I didn't hate it, but I'm also not like any kind of like Get Smart loyalist or whatever. Like I'd seen it before. There's just like there's worse animated movies than this, but not many. There's worse live action Steve Carell movies than that.
Yeah.
But also not many. But so we cut to 3 weeks later, and here's our first fake out gag, right? It's like Gru cocking this gun, and you're like, uh-oh, I thought he left this behind. And then, wouldn't you know, he's blowing up a balloon for the girl's birthday party.
Inflating via the anus of the...
Yes. This horse or unicorn balloon or whatever it is. Yes, it's the air pump is stuck up its ass. I forgot to note that.
My issue with this movie and the previous one is that I think they're afraid to make him too unlikable. Even when he is a straight up supervillain for half of the first movie, I want him to go a lot further. Like even in the first movie, he freezes everybody in line at the Starbucks so he can get to the front of the line faster, but he still pays for his food and tips.
Yeah, you know what? Just ice that whole staff.
Yeah.
Like once you get that drink, what the joke is? He has like a complaint. Maybe it's I want that latte iced, and then he like ices all the staff too, and then like takes the tip out of the jar because he's a villain, and that's what it should be.
This is the punch up they should have had in the room for that. That's the they spent a lot of money on punching up these movies too. You're right, Bob. He's not evil enough even in the they'll also the way he gets hired back in this movie, it's like he's a Nazi scientist who's in Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, absolutely. You need him. What do we want? Someone else to get this minion technology?
We just saw Gru's house in person at Universal as well. That's the entrance to the ride.
Oh,
So,
wow, really?
mhm. Yep.
It kind of looks like the Bates house a little bit still to me in this movie, the exterior of it anyway. Um, I feel bad for these minions, man. Like they're just also forced to like help out with party shenanigans. They're like part of the entertainment. It's also oddly, even though now he's like good guy, I'm a good dad, Gru, the party is like sort of like extremely themed for a little kid's birthday party. We've got a lot of medieval weapons. There's a swimming pool for little kids with piranhas in it and I think
Right.
like the little daughter's supposed to be into it and that's like her fun quirk or whatever that's having a villain
The
party.
minions are dressed up as knights and they just beat the shit
Right.
out of each other nonstop, which I imagine would be pretty fun for a birthday party.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel like these girls are all such dead weight. They had a fun idea for a
Yep.
movie, but the executive board said we need the Pixar touch, we need the sentimentality, we need the emotional manipulation. So the movies are saddled with these dead-eyed Pixar central casting characters that aren't
Mhm.
funny and aren't really different enough to care about. I only remember the name of the one who's basically a ripoff of Boo from Monsters Inc.
Yes.
Agnes?
Yes,
Yeah.
Agnes, the littlest one, who yeah, Bob, that's crazy. I was thinking about that this time around. Like that character design is just the little girl from Monsters Inc. It's really weird. And like it's not that it's impossible to get good versions of these kind of characters when you need them for a family animated film because like I don't know, I think the kids in the Incredible movies are perfectly fine. The little boy, the little girl, and then you also got little baby Jack there
Well,
too. So it's a three kid situation and those kids they feel like they're part of the story. You might not love them as characters, but they feel more folded into the story than these three dead-eyed
they have like a
monsters.
more distinct personality. The thing is with these girls, just make it one. Just make one.
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No, and it should just be Agnes. That's what I've been feeling for the Agnes is the only one they write stuff for really in the movie. Like emotional things like Agnes gets all the moments in the first movie and then in this movie they're like, "Well, what birthday party we're starting at?" Obviously Agnes is. She's the only one who'd like be an interesting birthday party to have with all of her princess bullshit. Like
Right,
I
right.
Margot, they found a thing to do with her slightly in this movie. At least, like, what if a girl starts dating? Which they have, I think, sexist plans for that too. But meanwhile, like Edith is nothing. Like she's just
Right.
like she's not even like violently interesting. Like
She's
they
a
Yeah.
she's a in a ninja character a costume for most of the movie. And I think she's given the least amount of lines because I think this is the one that's voiced by someone who wasn't traditionally an actor. Like the older daughter is Miranda Cosgrove, and the younger daughter, the youngest daughter, is voiced by Elsie Fisher from Eighth Grade, among other things. Which I don't know if she still is in part four because I think this is a thing. Are they doing a thing in these sequels where these kids aren't aging? Like even though we're literally having a birthday party, but like in Despicable
I
Me 4, it's not like Andy's going off to high school kind of Toy Story
I
thing.
watched a little trailer and yeah, Agnes still for 4 and Agnes is still basically the same size. I mean, maybe there's a story of like Agnes goes to kindergarten, but
Sure.
he not to spoil things, but in the 4th movie, they have a baby,
Whoa.
Lucy and Gru.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Agnes has to be at least 3 years older, but they're like, we're not uncutening this Agnes anytime soon.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
Illumination was like Boss Baby A, rubbing hands together.
Yeah.
dude. If someone turns on Despicable Me 4, you got to let me know if that baby goes suck it
Oh,
at any point.
God.
Because that's the only thing I remember from that Boss Baby movie is Alec Baldwin as a baby just going suck it, which is fucking
That is
brutal.
crazy. I cannot
Horrifying.
believe they're giving his character of Gru yet another child, right? Like the minions, he created them, right? Presumably with his own biological material in some regard. And he's got like 7,000 children, especially he's got these 3 adopted ones, and now he's making
Right.
more in the traditional sense.
Yeah, I think the film at this point isn't sure what minions are. I bet they were invented with the idea of like they're like his like cloned things, and that's what makes them like slaves, basically. But the Minion movie that comes out after this, I believe, sets them up as like an ancient race of
Yep.
people who like helping villains.
What?
Yep, it's like Minions through the centuries. I think they're straight up like rolling with Napoleon at one point. Like
Mhm.
I think there's also Middle Ages shit going on. Maybe I'll tell you what
Hitler.
that first Minions movie. I don't think
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
1938 to 1945, no Minion presence.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no.
Minions. I think actually, oh God, I feel like there is something acknowledged about that maybe in the movie. I will say this. That Minions movie, it's not like Minions 2 Rise of Gru where it's tied into this world. It's just this weird standalone movie where it's like it is just if I'm remembering it right, it felt like watching just vignettes of like Minions through time. And
Mhm.
honestly, better than this.
Wow.
It's still the best of these that I've seen is that first
I
Minions
forgot you
movie.
saw that.
And now I've seen 50% of
Now,
them.
why did you see that? What happened that day?
Oh, cannabis consumption, you know?
Yeah, no, look at this. Minions, they're universally beloved. Your old grandma on Facebook who's racist, and your children and stoners.
No, I mean they're huge internationally too. Me and Bob both have visited Japan in the last year,
Mhm.
and they are huge there. Like they are giant. They're
Wow.
super popular. You can't get away from these minions.
I will tell you what, one of the biggest laughs I've had recently, and I got to have it precisely 6 times because there was only 6 episodes of it, but that John Mulaney, Everybody's in LA, which I think is fantastic. The opening credit sequence, it shows you like things around Los Angeles and whatever, just like kind of B-roll of the town. But there's one shot of like someone filming out of an office window where you can see a minion, like a minion billboard, and the minion is like peering over it. I laughed at that fucking thing every single time that show started, and I felt awful for it, but it was very funny.
Yeah, it's like in the musical pause on the "To Live and Die in L.A." theme song. It goes like "dun," and then just pauses on the minion's face.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
Oh
Well, that
God, it's so fucking good.
sums up Los Angeles. That's the landscape right there.
Yeah, we were right by that billboard. We passed by the Illumination studio
Oh,
section of it. Yeah.
oh, sick.
It
Oh,
was
is that
right
what it's attached to? Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense.
on the same tour, you'll see the Illumination sign, and you'll also see Ted, our everybody's favorite teddy bear,
Oh,
wishing you a
Oh,
happy 60th anniversary of Universal Studios tours.
oh, geez, that actually that guy got a TV show. So I'm telling you, this Despicable Me TV show, it's right around the corner. I feel successive of these movies or not. So another thing that plays into this movie multiple times, including right here, the first one of these is Gru being humiliated in public, and that's a joke that we use a lot. He is really freaking out because someone who he hired to play like a fairy princess for the birthday party can't make it. So what is the solution? Oh, of course, Gru dressed up in this princess costume, complete with like tight outfit and blonde wig. And it's just to serve for like all these little kids to kind of laugh at him real quickly. And I guess the kids in the audience to laugh at him as well.
Mhm. And for
It
a little
at
girl
least
to say, "Why are you so fat?"
yeah.
Right.
I
Yes.
do like that little girl chokes on glitter. That was funny animation. That he like
That's
he's
a
a
good joke.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's a good point, Eric, by the way. That is another thing in this movie. We are just laughing at fat people left and right. Fat people
Bald
are the butt
people,
of
everything.
bald fat people. Look out. Those fuckers specifically are targeted.
You're not welcome here.
This is what they're teaching children.
Uh,
This is like you're just instilling this hatred in
yep.
children through these minions.
You're also instilling the notion of the oddly horny neighbor in this
Oh my
movie,
God.
played by Nassim Pedrad, who is seen like in the background of the birthday party at first, like really hitting on some dude, like very sexily, while like in the foreground, you're listening to Steve Carell complain on the phone about the fairy godmother not showing up. But this woman in the background's like running her finger down this dude's chest or whatever. And we meet her, and she, like, here we go. It's this whole thing like, oh, Gru, you need a mate. You need a lady. When are you going to get married? I'm going to set you up with my friends. And that is the point of this character existing, is for her every time she sees Gru to try to like set him up on a date. And the first gag right away, oh, here's my friend Natalie, and it's an ugly lady, and
Uh-oh.
Gru almost throws up.
She's not conventionally attractive. I'm gonna lose it. Look,
Nope.
look what we're teaching our kids.
Why doesn't Lucy look like her? Wouldn't that why what would be wrong with that? Like
Right?
she could but
Yep.
no, Lucy has to look slightly like quirky, but she still has to be thin, conventionally
Mhm.
attractive, have a good haircut, like yeah, or a, a nice like it's if the film wanted to try anything new, Lucy would look like the character that you're just supposed to be like, she's hideous.
See,
Get away from her crew.
and this is where
Yep.
Shrek kind of does it a little bit better because he eventually mates with a giant beast just like him.
That's right. Turns out Fiona's a ogre.
I'll say classier reference. It's like the film Marty, where I believe Ernest Borgnine finds a similarly homely woman to be with.
Yeah.
I think it's Ernest Borgnine.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Yep.
won an Oscar for that, right?
That's right.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
He, I mean, he was alive when some of these movies are out, but I feel like Ernest Borgnine would have slayed in the role of Gru.
Yes.
Just like, get back here, minions!
Or at least Dr. Nefario.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ageist. He wasn't Nefario until they hired like sexy man in his 30s, Russell Brand. Give
Exactly.
him another job.
Damn it. And they're still hiring this guy.
Still. So, whatever. During this party, we also see like Gru's being spied on or whatever. This is where we meet Kristen Wiig as Lucy. Wilde is the character, and she gets him with get ready for this to be used a couple times, her lipstick taser gun. Because it's oh, Gru, why don't you come with me? No, I don't want to. So he's gonna get tased. I do enjoy the way that they animate her kind of like tossing around his unconscious body is very funny. It has like a little bit of a Weekend at Bernie's vibe to it.
Mhm.
Also, like, I was also sort of reminded of like what it looks like when in like the Muppet Show or some of the Muppet movies when you just like throw a Muppet across the room.
Yes.
It's just that kind of like lifelessness that they gave his unconscious body. I will say this: as much as I do not like these movies, and I'm completely fine ragging on them. I do think, for better or worse, the animation looks nice. Some of it might look like some other kind of character designs and things like that we've maybe seen before, but I don't know. It's nice to look at. It seems pretty clever at times. Things like the glitter joke, like that only kind of works that well because the animation looks that good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a much better looking movie than the first one, and if you ignore the story and the music and the dialogue and the sound effects, it's very good computer animation.
Right.
I love the design of Gru, which is why I feel like I wish he was more of a character because
Yeah.
otherwise he would be a lot more fun to watch. But I love the very penguin. He's like Penguin Blofeld, kind
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good call, Bob. That is a good mashup of two villains.
I think Illumination's strong suit is like physical comedy in the tradition of French clowning. But
Right.
but yeah, when characters don't have to talk, I mean, it's where they're at their best, or if they just talk gibberish of a hodgepodge of many different languages, like the
Right.
Minions do. When it comes to like jokes in English being said by characters, it pretty much is like is this a thing? Or it seems like they really just counted on it's smart hiring to get like Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig because you can just tell them, hey, improv, have some fun, and
Yep.
they'll do a couple of takes of what they're okay with, which like, but you're not getting their best work, but you're at least getting like, oh, I'm Kristen Wiig, I can do like ooh 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 noises, and you can make
Right.
some dancing to that, and there, I'm
And
done
then
for
you're
the
all
day.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting thing I had the thought of here, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, fellas, but the film that came out last year, animated film Migration, also Illumination.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if the seed for that movie was planted in this one because in this scene, Kristen Wiig steals Gru, puts him in the trunk of her car, and speeds off. And a couple of minions are chasing behind, and the one minion winds up through the stretchiest denim overalls I've ever seen, sort of
Mhm.
flying into the air, sort of doing like a parasailing kind of thing, and starts running into all these ducks. And the design of this family of ducks looks exactly like the family of ducks from Migration. Like beat for beat, all of the ducks in that movie, in that like core family in that movie, like fly into him right here. And you see ducks later in the movie. There's a montage of like wouldn't you believe it, the song Happy returns when Gru is happy. And in that montage, he like stops traffic to help like a family of ducks again cross the street. And I was like, there's those migration ducks again in this
Wow,
movie.
they got to do a whole crossover.
Yeah,
Um,
I made note of both of the duck appearances, Andrew. It's a
Um,
possible migration preview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or it's like we spent all this money like building this world. We got the Minion movies, obviously. What else could we pull out of here? Oh, those ducks from part 2 were pretty sharp.
They got to do a crossover. The Minions riding the ducks. Kids will love that. That's a new toy right there. Right there. That's one.
Who's to say the Minions don't appear in Migration? We don't know. They might.
Well,
That's true.
Migration was a miserable $300 million flop.
Oh God. Put that on Peacock immediately. That's
Seriously.
get it out of-
Seriously.
Yeah.
And so, whatever, the car turns into an underwater car and we go to an underwater submarine base. Again, very Bond right
Yeah.
here.
It's just I really do feel like it's even when it's like inoffensive, like this is okay, like parody or like little cartooning. It does just bug me because you've seen like there have been spy parodies almost as long as like James Bond has had movies. Like there's
Yes.
been it's just so heavily done that how can it's easy to just take a joke, like not even directly steal, but just be like, you've seen it enough times that you will just take something like that seems original, and then you can point to like a million things that had done it. I saw Bob in your letterbox where you made the great point, like Venture Brothers alone has done every joke in this movie 8 million times and all better.
Yeah. I mean, this is not an original idea. It's the idea of let's look at the life of a supervillain and the mundanity involved in it and the everyday operations and the bureaucracy. This is a much worse version of that, and they're not doing anything new with
Even
it.
Austin Powers with Dr. Evil having a son. There's similar groundwork.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Austin Powers was like friggin' 17 years old when this movie came out.
Oh my god.
That's pretty crazy to think. Wasn't trying to oh no, I was looking at the wrong. The title is actually this, and it's from 2010. So we already kind of had this world of like the villain leading the movie with that Megamind movie from
Oh
2010.
my god, I forgot all about
But
that.
yeah, with Will Ferrell among other people, but like that at least had what we were saying this world doesn't, as far as I understand it, with all of these movies. There was like that hero component of it. Like Brad Pitt was the hero in that world, but like it was mastermind, like Will Ferrell's story to tell or whatever. I feel like these movies would benefit from adding that in, like, oh, here's the new hero in town that yada yada Gru's got to do something, versus this like we're this anti-villain league. Because one, you guys are right. Where were you guys in the first movie? This seems like a pretty wild ass, large in scope operation to not have acknowledged it in the first movie, like in some way or another. Why were these guys not tracking him in that first movie? I guess like it's just because you hadn't thought of it yet, but now it just seems like a little too late to be introducing this into your movie.
Yeah, and I hate to ding Despicable Me 2 for continuity issues, but in the first movie, they set up this world in which supervillainy is all funded through an evil bank. So
Oh, right. Yes.
that went away completely. And
Yes.
El Macho, we don't learn about is the bank funding his crimes? Is there competition between him and other supervillains like there was in the
right.
first movie? They throw that out completely.
Wow. The evil bank and his mom just like dumped from the first movie. That was the one I was like, oh yeah, his
Yep.
mom's not a thing in this movie. But you're right, the evil bank too.
Mom appears to do a little bit of dancing at the end.
Mm.
Yeah, mom appearing at the wedding, kind of just like that one Wesley Crusher scene in Star Trek Nemesis, where he literally just shows up to Riker and Troy's wedding. And if you watched it on cropped 4:3, you couldn't even see him because they placed Will Wheaton at the very ass end of the frame. So it's only in 16:9 presentations could you even see his wordless cameo in that movie.
But they had to get rid of the mother. They had to get rid of all this stuff to get Simon Ramsbottom in there because we got to make jokes about that name, and that's all that's there for. You get minions elbowing each other, talking about anal sex in this. Presumably.
Well, see, no, that's the funny thing, right? The minions are only laughing at the bottom part of it. Haha, ooh, they said bottom. They're like a Fanny
But
kind of a thing. But
ramming
yeah,
it, dude.
Rams bottom.
It's a little
No, but
little
like you can't we were making that joke at home, Eric, but the minions are just laughing at, oh, they said but.
I don't
And this
know.
guy, I mean, the Coogan response is like that. It's kind of weird because the character's response is like, oh, I've heard, where have I heard that before, kind of a deal. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, where have we heard similar minions jokes like this before? Like, to acknowledge you're sort of repeating a thing, I just think is kind of accidentally very funny.
We're also bored of this joke. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And nothing gets you more excited to continue watching a movie than to hear the script be tired of what they're presenting you.
Yeah, like with a lot of characters in this movie, there's nothing to this guy, and he disappears after the arrest of Ken Jeong. There's nothing more to him, and
Right.
it's like him and Lucy and Gru. They just are so nondescript.
I think I've watched too many Pixar movies because at this time, this was like the predictable, and this guy's secretly the villain type plotting. But
Yes.
I thought Ramspot, I'm like, it's just too obvious that El Macho's the bad guy. I was thinking the whole time, overthinking, like, well, okay, then it's got to be Ramspot. He is keeping him and Lucy apart. He arrests the wrong
Right.
guy, but what actually it is the movie doesn't care. Like, it's like, no, this guy just like sucks and you don't see him like after a certain point.
It's actually kind of crazy because, like, you know, you're watching the movie, and when we get to El Macho here, like, it's voiced by Benjamin Bratt. You know, not a massive star, but certainly a star. But I think the funny thing is, it would have been way more obvious than it already is, just to the way that they telegraph the character. If it were to have been Al Pacino, who was supposed to be El Macho, apparently recorded all of the dialogue. It was like finished, and then he was like upset about something, and he quit. And then Benjamin Bratt, because everything was already animated, he had to cater the way he was speaking to get it exactly to the animation, which is no easy feat. But the point I'm making is, like, if you see Al Pacino in a movie like this, and it's like maybe the character Al is voicing is the villain, then it 100% Al is voicing the villain in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, this is around the same time as Dunkachino, which he recently
Sure.
came out on the record to say this ruined my career for about a decade. So smart choice here. Maybe not so smart with Jack and Jill.
That's why he did true crime HBO movies for the next like 8 years, was to make up for that.
We saw one of those in theaters, Eric. Which one was that?
Oh my god!
Phil
Where
Spector or Paterno?
Oh no, I was thinking you were saying like HBO level crime movies
Oh,
that
talking
were
about
released theatrically.
Pacino,
Whatever the one with Pacino and De Niro where they
Yes.
teamed up after Heat.
Righteous.
We
Kill.
definitely
yeah.
saw it in the there it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, all of these movies where like Al Pacino's chasing serial killers like that. I think he's in that 88 Minutes movie. That's also him.
I just googled
I-
Righteous Kill, and it says people also ask, why is Righteous Kill so bad?
Well,
The slight research I did on the timing of Al Pacino for my guess of why he said yes in the first place is the twins he had with Beverly D'Angelo. They were 12 when the movie came out, so I would think it was a gift to his kids. But maybe if I had to guess, Al Pacino was told like, oh, but at the end of the recordings, they're like, he found out in the contract, he said, oh, and we own this character in perpetuity, and we can reuse your voice and all this stuff. And he
right.
pulled out from there. That's my best guess. And yeah, but no offense to Benjamin Bratt, but he's not one of the names you plaster on the trailer of a kid's movie at the end to make you go, wow, and he's in this? Like, I like Benjamin Bratt, but
yeah. But yeah, I don't think it's not that same parental drawing power as seeing Al Pacino in the trailer and going, oh, well, Pacino's in this. All right, I'll suffer through the 98 minutes taking the kids to the theater. At least I'll be there for Al Pacino.
Yeah,
not
he
the
had
same
recently
draw.
played. He had recently played Kevorkian around this time, and I assume he was looking for one of those machines while he was doing this voice role. How do I build one? How do I access
That's
one?
a good way to do
Get
it.
me the suicide machine and put it in the recording booth.
Oh my!
and now
God.
those children are old enough to drink that he made the film for. Though
Yeah,
of course
that's
he's
right.
a new dad again these days.
More speculation. Maybe they asked for one hoo-ah, and he just stormed out.
Oh, that could be, yes. Also, though, like, I don't know, man. What did that sound like? Al Pacino voicing this Mexican character? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I would guess they just told him, "Can you just do Scarface like that?" Scarface was funny. Do
Sure.
Scarface.
Yes. Oh, sure. Oh, so no, Henry, that's what it is then. There was definitely a say hello to my little something.
Mm.
Here's what it is. Say hello to my purple friend.
There it is.
And then all the purple evil minions come out.
Where'd you get that scar, buddy? Eating minion jelly?
Oh man, the minion jelly. So whatever. Speaking of jelly, they discover the whole thing here is Ramsbottom is like, look, we discovered the Arctic base was totally the entire thing was stolen, and inside it was PX41, which is a transmutation serum that we've been tracking, and look what it does. And they inject this rabbit with it. The rabbit turns into a big purple monster.
The-
And
The
Yeah.
rabbit looks, speaking of spotting future illumination things, that rabbit looks exactly like Kevin Hart's rabbit from The Secret Life of Pets as well.
Oh, yes, you're right. See, this is what happens when studios have like these in-house design books that like they force on every property. Shit just starts looking the same.
I mean, I've heard Illumination, like one of their major things is like pure profitability and of trying to save as much money as possible on production, not overspending like they think, Pixar does. And so yeah, reusing character models like that is one of those things too. Like they are a very like financially savvy group on top of like, I mean, just whoever in the meeting said purple minion, like that genius right there. Like
So yes, it turns out that even in 2013 we still got real big successful malls like this one where they've discovered evidence of the serum is at that mall for some reason. And they have, this is ridiculous, they have, it says it in the script, we're told there's like 8 or 9 like shopkeeps that are suspects. We meet, I think, just 2 of them. Real lazy here.
Yeah.
We can't even get like a rogues gallery of their names
That
or
would be
anything.
fun.
Like, I know you're not gonna have him, yeah, it would be fun, right? Like, you're not gonna have Gru interrogate all 8 or 9 of them or whatever, but like at least lay out what those are. Just give us a Ku Klux Klan in there, or like side characters you're never gonna mention
Exactly.
again.
It'd be fun to lean
Yeah, I
into
assume that there would be. Yeah, I assume that there would be sketches with all of these wacky wild characters and what are their
Right.
shops called and what do they sell and everything. But the mall is used a lot, but then it's not used very much.
Right.
a 22-minute episode of Scooby-Doo would give you more suspects than this does. Like this
Yeah.
is a poor mystery.
Yep. No, you're totally right. So Gru sort of just balks at this offer, no thanks, I'm a dad now. And as he's mentioned, I think before, like he's a jelly maker now or whatever. So he takes the kids home and he's, putting them to bed or whatever. And this is where we start getting shit about like, oh, are you going to go on a date with that girl? We'd like a new mommy or whatever. And we get this flashback. And I guess maybe this also inspired the rise of Gru. I don't know, but you get little Gru right here being humiliated once again on the playground. Like he's trying to get this girl's attention and he sort of like just, kind of pokes her arm or whatever while this girl is like flat out just ignoring him and pretending she can't hear him a foot away. And they get this just, oh, Gru touched Lisa. She's got Gruties. Oh, that was just a childhood taunt for years for this poor bastard.
Yeah, this is where he gets Despicable Me too. And that credit for that joke goes to my wife.
Well
There you
Somebody
go.
had to say it.
Well done.
Oh
It does.
man.
I mean, now in a kid's movie, he just go to therapy for this. But I think,
Yep.
but it's also like, well, how bad would it be if Gru didn't want to date anybody? Like he could be Ace, he could be whatever. Like, but
Yep.
they have to solve this. I also did the math on if these kids are talking about the moon landing, which would be 1969. Then Gru would be in his late 60s now to have been in elementary school then.
And still an incel, apparently. So
Well, so let's see. So he's in his late 60s here. So add on another 11 years. He's in his late 70s in Despicable Me 4, where he's just had a baby. He is Pacinoing.
He is Pacino.
Gru is Pacinoing. I can't believe
Well,
it.
good for him, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Better late than never, huh?
I'm almost an octogenarian, but I can still get it wet. Yes.
They also have to give you a little scene to let you know, like, Lucy thinks this guy's cute. Of course, like this is a baby's movie, so I can't complain too much.
Yes.
But like, instantly Gru and Lucy are going to be together. But it's one of those things like her job is to be his girlfriend. Like they don't. I guess they give her a couple lines of like, "Oh, I thought your projects were kind of cool, and I always liked your stuff." Like I guess, okay, sure. I don't think they have a particular amount of chemistry together, but.
No, they don't.
No, I mean I would be really curious to see if starting in part 3 she's still working for this anti-villain league, or is she giving up her fairly successful career to just stay at home at his weird house with his 3 foundling children. Also in that third movie there has to be, because I was surprised it doesn't happen here, but now at the end of this movie they're married, they're living together. In this third movie there has to be a really bad Gru yelling, "Lucy, I'm home," making a Desi Arnaz reference a little bit.
One could hope. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take it at this point.
We don't learn anything about her. We don't know why she likes him. We don't know if she wants to be a mother. Only one of the girls has any opinion on her, the littlest girl. So it's just super underdeveloped. It's for babies, like Henry said, but there are other baby movies where you can buy into this more.
Absolutely. There are well-made baby movies. This is not one. We got to talk about this jelly testing area.
Yes.
So Gru still has the big basement lab from the first movie under the house, but now, because he's not a villain anymore, yes, we are making jellies and jams. Dude, I got to tell you, the fucking health department would be all over this shit. You got these minions in these tubs of fruit with their disgusting boots on, squashing this shit for the jelly. Oh man, no, thank you.
Speaking of Lucy, right? There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Of the grapes, classic Lucy scene.
These should be nude, sterilized minions.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
Shaved fully.
Bob, Bob, since you just watched it, in the end of the first one, does he say, "I'm going to make jams now"? Like, was that his plan?
I don't remember that at all.
Okay.
But going back to the scene, this movie has a lot of references that I feel should be outlawed, and one of them is a Carmen Miranda reference. We get an Isaac from the Love Boat reference much later. I get by 2013 these should have been made illegal by the MPAA.
Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't even get the Love Boat reference. Where does that happen?
When they're kidnapped and for no reason they're given a resort island to hang out on before they're kidnapped again.
Oh,
when we go to the island for the first time, the bartender at the little cabana has an afro and is dressed like Isaac from the Love Boat. I only know that because of Isaac from Love Boat references.
Yes.
So, Bob, you're saying right here on the air in front of the entire world, you're not a Love Boat fan.
I'm willing to admit that.
Well, that's something for the Facebook grannies. We were talking about the audience for this is like everyone now. You go on Facebook, you can see old ladies screaming about, how they love Trump or whatever. And they're also posting Minion pictures. This is a huge archetype in the Grampy world right now.
Yeah, I mean, Trump loves YMCA. He loves the Village People. You can see him dancing to those songs.
He dances like a Minion.
Just like you can watch the Minions dancing at the end of this film.
He dances exactly like a Minion. That's why people are so endeared to him.
He's also got a big juicy ass like those Minions. Sorry, Henry.
No, there's a million stupid Trump photos out there, so it's hard to remember them all. But didn't he do a photo shoot with Minions mascot characters at a Universal thing?
Oh my God, you might be right. Let's see, Minions Trump. Let's see what comes.
Henry, I know what you're thinking of, Henry. It's there was trick or treating at the White House. There was a child in an inflatable Minions costume. And he placed the candy bar on top of the costume's head and it just slid off.
Okay, right. Yes, that's right.
Oh, you stupid
I'm looking at a picture of it right now. Wow.
I also
I think you can see Trump with ABC's Dinosaurs, those that sitcom.
Yes.
From that sitcom. Yeah, I've seen that picture before.
I can also tell you from light Googling that I see that of course, Chiquita Banana did a tie-in at one point with the Minions, and they were on the banana logos.
That's
So
disgusting.
I feel like I kind of remember seeing that in the grocery store. Now, the second you said that, I was having like grocery store flashbacks to 11 years ago, and like, I remember being at the time like, that's fucked
Let
up.
me-
Just
yeah.
kind of like walking away
Let
from
me
it.
check my grocery list. Let's see. Did I have a minion penis written down? There's a few over here. A bunch of minion penises. Do we need any of those? Honey, I'm going to call home and check. Honey, yeah. Do we need minion penis?
the grocery store is when I feel old of like, oh, I guess this is popular, of like when I'd see them on Twinkies or whatever, I'd be like, I guess the Minions are a big thing. I think.
Wait.
That's
Twinkies are
honestly,
worse. Twinkies are worse. There's a cream filling.
Yeah.
One pack of Minion dick, please. Yeah, actually, it's honestly the two ways that you can tell animation breakthroughs into the larger adult-oriented world is one, food promotion. So you're getting those things on like cereals, fruit snacks, bananas, as the case may be. So that's like corporations paying attention to like, oh, those kid characters, the parents are going to be forced to buy that shit, that thing. But then also the other thing, see, for this next example, see also Tweety Bird tattoos. Garbage people in garbage t-shirts with like those tattoos. So like you'll see just some garbage person yelling on TV or yelling on fucking TikTok about whatever. You zoom in on that chest. Oh, what's that? Oh, is that a Minion tattoo right above your tit? Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Andrew, please.
Successful breakthrough.
Garbage Americans, and we salute them.
Yeah.
Yes.
A Minion tattoo's natural place is above the cleavage line, like right above it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Tweety Bird, Minions, Sylvester the cat is also involved. Garfield definitely also qualifies under this descriptor. Anyway,
Hey, don't forget Taz.
Taz definitely, dude. Taz, when you want to tell someone in a cute and fun way that you are crazy in the sack, Tasmanian devil tattoo right above your ass. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
That's right where it goes. I'm glad you thought about Taz. I would have felt bad with the Taz erasure from this. Taz might have been one of the ones that started
He was
it.
the hugest, right? Like, well, you couldn't walk down the street in the 90s without being assaulted by an image of Taz.
People love the Tasmanian devil, dude. We had that. He had his solo cartoon on Fox Animation.
Did he really?
Oh yeah,
Tasmania.
no
Yeah,
memory of
it's one we actually haven't covered on What a Cartoon. That's someday we'll go to Tasmania. That I was thinking of the Taz where Taz's stock is at, up or down, when watching Space Jam: A New Legacy, because
Sure.
he's in it. But I was thinking, like, the kids today even know him, or are they wishing, because he gets dropped off by Rick and Morty, and I was thinking, like, the kids are probably know way more about Rick and Morty than they do the Taz these days.
Yes, because Rick and Morty had more recently had a dipping sauce at McDonald's than Tasmanian Devil did. Yeah. So we meet Dr. Nefario here again, the awful Russell Brand, and he's saying, "Hey, man, I'm a person who's interested in criminal enterprises, not so much this unsanitary jelly making. So I have taken another job. We got a fucking." Oh, there's really good dental coverage joke here.
Mhm.
Speaking of tired shit. So he takes this new job and he quits. And on his way out, boy, are we laughing at this. The 21 fart gun salute. Oh, man. Just when
Yeah.
you thought like this shit wasn't rock bottom enough, here come the fart jokes, complete with like a brownish green cloud that comes out of these guns.
Yeah, when you get the sequels, like with Austin Powers, you now have the right to reuse jokes. So they reuse the fart gun, and they also reuse Dr. Nefarious very slowly exiting a scene.
You're right. Oh shit, that is a recycled joke. You're totally right. I forgot about that.
But do it twice
Oh,
as
man.
long. I mean, yeah, they had in the first movie the joke, like they shoot the fart gun once and they don't even have the guts to say the word fart. They say he just shoots it and he goes, "No, I meant a dart gun, not a but he doesn't say fart." This time they're like, "Oh, we're just going to say fart gun a bunch." No, yes,
Yep.
the fart gun is also key to the Minions ride. So they must have just been
What?
told, like, everyone loves the fart gun. Let's have the fart gun all over
Henry,
the
did
place.
they spray you guys with farts on that ride?
They
No, isn't the joke like, "Oh, get the fart gun," and then they use the fart guns like, "Oh, it's actually the banana gun," or is that
Yes,
what it
yeah,
is?
it hits you with a
Oh.
banana scent. It's to trick you to think you're gonna have to smell a fart while waiting, but instead it's banana scented, and of course the minions love that, guys. They
Well, trick question, right? You're at Universal or wherever, you're on the Minions ride. You've smelled fart that day. Am I wrong?
yeah, I mean,
Is this from the ride or is this from someone in line?
on the
Exactly.
kids' rides especially, I smelled a few
Right.
like, "Hey, the changing room's over there, lady," is what I wanna say.
Mhm.
Couple of steaming. Go ahead.
No, it's just I was thinking about you were saying that the Despicable Me ride swapped out from the Hanna-Barbera ride, but what I thought you were going to say, because the way you were describing the ride a little bit, and I'm realizing now it didn't move, but I'm sure you guys were familiar with the Honey I Shrunk the Audience attraction that used to be down there. I don't know if it was in California too, but it was definitely in Florida when I went in like 98 or 99. And that was sort of a similar William Castle inspired, like they tell you like oh, there's mice running through the floor and you get sprayed like shot with a little there's like a hose that shoots little cold air at you, and that's supposed to be like the mice. And I remember everyone screaming, but that didn't work for me because I had pants on, so I couldn't feel the wind, But then it's like the smells and the wetness kind of shit. It's also like that abysmal. Did you guys ever see a movie in 4DX?
Oh, no, I have not. I don't think I
I've
can find it around here now.
I've done the one where you get into the D box, I think it's called, but that's not 4DX. D
I
box is the box you get in that kind of moves with the movie.
Yeah, and I think 4DX is just a knockoff of that because I'm pretty sure D-Box was first. 4DX is the same idea, Bob, but you are on instead of like a box and you're just kind of singularly seated there, it's like a whole bench so you can fit like 4 or 5 across or whatever, and the entire thing moves on hydraulics at the same time. And you definitely get sprayed with water from who knows where that comes off the seat back in front of you. They have huge like industrial fans for wind. I accidentally saw Mission Impossible Rogue Nation in a 4DX screening, and it was basically like, yeah, you were on a 2.5 hour amusement park ride, no seatbelts. You had to,
Ugh.
if you had to like go to the bathroom, you needed to find a non-action part because like
Oh
otherwise
god.
you couldn't get off the seat because you're just
It's like
moving and grooving on
That's
this. It was
insane.
horrible.
you're just on a mechanical bull for the entire film.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, my ass cheeks got a workout
By the way, Andrew, I
during
love
that
that
screening.
that ride you were talking about. They just assume the audience is not going to have pants. No,
Like everybody
they're
was
not gonna wear
screaming around, like
pants to this.
family members included. Well, I mean, it's Florida; it's a fucking swamp down there. Odds are.
Right.
I mean, most people in the auditorium did have shorts on, but I just happened to have a pair of jeans on. It did not work for me. But yeah, I remember it being kind of a cool ride. Like Rick Moranis participated in it, so there he is
Oh, that's nice.
playing Wayne Zelinsky. I think it's probably one of those things, much like the Back to the Future ride and some others, where someone has uploaded like that video program like onto YouTube, and
Mm.
you could watch the ride or whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, we're on a tangent here, but it only dawned on me when I was halfway through the second movie or at the end of the second movie.
Yeah.
These were really designed for 3D. And I don't know about you guys, but I no longer have to find the non 3D screening for anything anymore because they're just not really around. And
Yes.
thinking of that, you can definitely see the put your glasses on now scenes, the first person scenes,
Right.
the scenes at the end of the movie where the minions are like reaching out at you and dropping
Yes.
stuff and extending things to the audience.
Well, I wish
I
had.
did. We do have some POV cam in this movie. You're totally right. I forgot about that. That's definitely enjoy the 3D tech. Sorry, Eric.
I wish I had a 3D glasses for this sexy maid costume on this minion that we get right here.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. Yes, this sets up, sort of like this part of the villain's scheme, but you don't really understand what's going on here. Yes, there is indeed a minion dressed up in a sexy maid costume straight out of the movie Clue.
Wow.
And the doorbell rings, and this minion is just snatched up, sexy costume and all, Very strange.
I like that you think he's going to be like embarrassed he's wearing his minion or his maid costume, and say he straightens it up to let that. I legitimately laughed at that. It shows that gender is just an expression in the world of Minions, as in all gender, I would say.
Exactly.
I was actually starting to wonder by the end of this movie, if it hasn't happened yet, will it happen, especially with like younger fans growing up? Like, could the Minions become queer icons? Because there's a lot in this movie where I was like, okay, Minions, like, yeah, I would not expect this in a children's movie, but here it is.
If that happened,
kind of interesting. I don't know.
There'd be protests. You'd lose the Grampies on Facebook that love these guys.
But that's what's funny. You watch some of the stuff that they do in this movie, and I was sitting here like, did Grampies get upset about this? Because I could see them easily doing it. You know what I mean? Like, this made sequence for one, because of the serious nature in which the Minion is serious about the way that they're dressed up. So like, that had to have rattled somebody the
Well,
wrong
the thing
way.
is, because they're so ambiguous, sexually that and gender wise, that I think like some people, I think they're into it. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, like you could read it in different ways.
Yeah, this movie answers the question, do they have genitals? And the answer is no. So we know they have butt cheeks. I know you guys covered this on your first episode.
Right.
But
thoroughly,
butt cheeks
yes.
imply some sort of anus or opening. I think
right.
these guys
An
are rocking
orifice.
cloacas, and male and female birds have cloacas.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah,
I'm liking this. So now the genetic makeup of these things are they're part Gru, they're part penguin maybe, and they're part banana.
And
I think we're starting to piece together how the Minions are made.
Right. They shit, piss, and come out of the same hole.
I mean, one has to assume we see them eating a ton in this movie.
Right.
Like, if they are eating and digesting food, it must have to exit. We see a butt with two cheeks that must have some sort of exit point in there for a digestive system.
Perfect.
The food's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's all right there. Now I'm picturing one of my favorite Simpsons jokes ever is when Lisa's they're thinking about, or I think it's Homer's thinking about how various foods are made or something, and it's a thing about hot dogs, and it's like a raccoon and like a boot, it's like, what are the Minions made up of?
Right.
Since it's come up on the topic of Simpsons plus Minions, me and Bob have learned of a Simpsons Minion fact. We have a factoid.
That's right. Mike Reese, who ran the show with Al Jean in seasons 3 and 4 and was a writer all over the place throughout the history of the show, he actually named the Minions. He came up with the idea that they all have generic white guy names. And because of that, they're named after Simpsons writers. So there's Kevin is named after the late Kevin Curran. Stewart is named after J. Stewart Burns. Bob is named after Bob Bendenson, who I think was a bigger writer on other shows, but he wrote for The Simpsons a few times. So that's where these names came from. And I think he came up with other jokes, Henry, other like running things.
So I pulled off the shelf the gratis copy we got from Mike Reese of it when we interviewed him, and he has most of his memoirs about Simpsons work and growing up and going to school. But he also talks about how he is a well-paid punch-up writer for cartoon movies, and including most of the Illumination films. He's the joke that I see people under 30 meme of from the first movie where Gru is laying out his plans, but then it's like the third board is him sitting on a toilet, and he's like, what? Like that. Mike Reese says he wrote that, and that he was the guy. He said, I got this from the script. He's like, I got this from the book. Throughout the script, Gru would always refer to them collectively as boys, but I thought it would be funny to address them by name. So, and then he said that when he sees the Minion movie that comes out 2 years after this movie, that Kevin, Stewart, and Bob are like get feature trailers. They are the main three that get in all the ads. And he's like, oh, that's insane. Like he says, I couldn't tell them apart, but the kids could. It's like how my father felt about the Beatles.
I guess that's fair. I mean, you know what? These Minions are taking over. I think we're just gonna have to. I'm gonna stop halfway through this. I'm gonna join their side. I'm the side of history. The Minions are never going away, just like the Beatles have never gone away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna gouge out one of
Minions
my eyes when this recording is over.
the Minions bigger than the Beatles, who were bigger than Jesus. So
Mhm.
the Minions bigger than the Lord Jesus Christ. I think that's
That's absolutely
what we take
true.
away from that.
Amen.
So they go to Gru goes to scout them all, and he takes a couple of these minions with him. And I guess like the minions themselves are sort of apprehensive about going out in public as their minion selves, so we have to wear disguises. And there's one who's wearing a dress, and the dress gets pulled off by the escalator, to which this thing covers up tits that aren't there. That's a weird joke.
That's
Yes.
very odd.
Yeah,
Very odd.
this mall stuff. Maybe it's also because we were just there, but it kept reminding me of City Walk in Universal Hollywood. This open air mall with which is a Universal property. But then I feel
Yes.
like they'd gotten the real City Walk branding in there if Universal was trying to do it right.
Oh, well, that would be awful, right? It's like, we have to go chase them down at the glorious Universal City Walk. And they actually like go, they animate it in the movie. That would be really sniffing your own farts.
You should run
kinda
by
shit.
Margaritaville. That's
Oh God, Margarita.
Don't go in.
Putting the fart gun in your own mouth and taking your life.
Actually, Eric, when we went to the Margaritaville in Times Square, a lot of
Oh.
touristy farts in that restaurant.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Stinky, yeah.
So this is where he finds the bakery, which they're using as a front, and we've got Kristen Wiig just eating up the clock, doing martial arts on a bunch of cupcakes for some reason. That's got to be funny for somebody.
it felt like it had to also check the box of like she's quirky, but also she can
Yep.
kick butt, but not when it matters because she will be
Right,
kidnapped.
exactly.
But
Yep, yeah. The quirk will outweigh the fighting skills when the time really comes for it.
Well,
Absolutely.
Henry, she's a lady. She's got to be kidnapped.
that's true. Yeah, I also to think of like, oh, this is them just doing a joke that they already know is funny with this actor. I had forgotten until reading the IMDb trivia that in Bridesmaids, 3 years before this movie comes out, Kristen Wiig is a cupcake baker. That's her job in the movie.
Oh,
Wow.
yes, you're right. Fuck.
So they
Oh,
just stick her in
man.
with it's
Yeah.
like, oh, let's have more cupcake comedy with Kristen Wiig. Like that's a proven winner. They won't care.
And
It's
now,
okay
you
because
know,
we never come back to this setting ever again, despite this being Gru's ruse. He
Gru's
never has to
ruse.
operate this bakery. I thought that there'd be a lot of fun, a lot of jokes coming out of how is Gru going to run this bakery and spy on other shop owners? That never happens in this.
Juggling those
No,
two
it's
things would
literally-
have been funny.
If they
it would have been.
when they're so good at like physical silent comedy stylings, like how do you
Yep.
not do like it could even just have the minions. The minions try to bake cupcakes with hilarious results. Like just it writes itself.
This is where having a TV show this shit, I feel, is crucial, because you can get 22 reliable minutes out of the minions trying to run a bakery. That's a front for a spy organization. So yeah, Lucy is assigned to be Gru's partner now, and this is where I don't know if it's Doug or Kevin or whatever one of these minions definitely starts fantasizing about being in love with a human woman.
Yeah.
And it's this whole daydream that thing is having, including some waka chicka, waka chicka, waka chicka, waka chicka guitar effects right here.
It's porn
which
music.
Waka chicka equals pornography music.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And this is just right here. They're almost going to kiss. This is Dave the Minion. I wrote down. Dave
yes.
is the one having this pseudo-sexual fantasy about this human woman.
Dave must be the horniest minion, right? He's probably known for getting into these
Mm.
types of Despicable
Absolutely.
Me 2s.
There's another 22 minutes for our Despicable Me cartoon. There's an episode where Dave, the horny one, succeeds in getting a girl to go on a date with him, but the girl thinks that he's a human. So what do? 4 minions stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. There's your episode.
go.
And then they get a banana
just like the-
or a Twinkie to emulate
Uh,
something.
Just like the bakery thing, though, this is not followed up on at all. There's no subplot about Dave being in love with a
Yeah.
human. This is it.
No. And that's like a heavy thing to just drop once. That needs to be like a thread through all of this. Is like Dave perceives that he is like fighting Gru for the heart of this lady or something like that.
And if I may take this movie further into comedy court, So they have this bit of like, oh, Dave sees her, and then it's like slow-mo, I'm in love with her shot. They do that 2 more times in this movie, and when they do those 2, it's back to back as well. So it's
Oh,
that's wrong. It is comedically wrong.
I mean, right after this, we got our introduction of Eduardo, right? The restaurant owner
right.
who turns out to be El Macho. And he's kind of porn coded too, with like this silk shirt, this medallion. He's got the
Oh
chest. He
yeah.
exposes himself to everyone here.
He's
Oh, his
like
big
Ron
Mexican
Jeremy in
flag
many
chest.
ways. Yeah. No.
Dude, he does look like an animated version of the hedgehog. He absolutely does.
Big time.
The chest hair specifically is like, that was gross. You know what? Like, that guy needs to be hairless because, like, the gag is like, oh, I need 200 cupcakes. I'm having a Cinco de Mayo party at my house. I need 200 cupcakes, all designed like the Mexican flag, which might look a little something like this. And he tears his shirt open to reveal this huge chest tattoo with the Mexican flag, which kick ass. But get that fucking hair out of there.
And
that was so disgusting.
Wouldn't it be fun to watch these minions try to make this, or this order is a big order for us and it's a big thing? But it's
Yeah.
kind of dropped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
mean, I
yeah. I
guess-
don't even think he gets those cupcakes.
I guess they eventually show up at the Cinco de Mayo party. I don't remember seeing them. But, it's been an hour since we last complimented this movie. And I will say, the animation when Gru sees Eduardo as El Macho and we see his origin story,
Yes.
very funny bit where he is mixing liquor with snake venom. Then he eats the shot glass. Then he pays the bill by slamming the snake's fangs into the bar. I thought that was
Yes.
very well done.
I agree.
I thought it was pretty cool. I do like, him using the snake venom as if it's like a soda jerk thing, and he's spraying it if it's carbonated water. That was pretty cool. More of that shit, please, in these movies.
The riding the shark into the volcano strapped with dynamite, that is very aughts epic comedy to me. But
Yeah.
Yep.
at least the explosion of the volcano is like well done. I'll get
That's definitely Chuck Norris joke territory we're heading into with that kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, you're right.
Right.
Ooh, like a Charlie Sheen tiger's blood thing almost. Also,
yeah. And just the concept of like, oh, he died the most macho way possible, so masculine, he committed suicide.
It is. I mean, this whole plan of his is a real long game thing because Gru says in this moment, he's like, oh, that looks a lot like this dude El Macho, but he died 20 years ago. 20 years ago, this guy's been, faking his own death, laying low, but only now, like the whole thing with the serum. I don't know. I need something in there about like, I've been like when he's finally unveiled to be the villain, like I've tried all these scams over the years. Also, like, give him some sort of personal vendetta against Gru, make it a thing like that. Instead,
Yeah.
it's just like, I'm just another villain, and I don't know, I stuck around for 20 years doing nothing and decided, hey, maybe this is the one, and I'll steal this super soldier serum or whatever.
Yeah, what the movie doesn't care about is like there's so many things you could do like emotionally, which again the movie doesn't care. Like one, you can see he quit to be a father, like he has kids too, like, and maybe he
Right.
could be like, oh, I'm like you, Gru, except I got sick of being a dad. I wanted to be a villain again. He also he could have a wife, and it could show him like, oh, married life, this is how it works when you're a villain. It could work like that's many things they could do there. Or that he kidnaps all of his minions because he was jealous of the minions. He's like, now I want the minion army. Like, lots of emotional reasons could exist in this instead of just he's a big fat hairy guy.
Well, no, we can't do that. We can't add anything to this movie because right here we need a minion ice cream dance number.
Yes.
Oh God.
gotta
Is
show-
this where they're in their like Gru finds them all like hanging out, and it's kind of like when all the little kids in the Foot Clan and Ninja Turtles 1 are just like smoking and gambling and skateboarding everywhere, because that's kind of what they're doing. They're like drinking tiki drinks and gambling and pigging out,
playing golf, being startled by a cat in the garbage outside. This is filler stuff. Save this for the TV show.
A lot of kids entertainment uses the idea of ice cream as a replacement for drinking or drugs, but you can't you really can't do this after that like immortal scene in the SpongeBob movie. I feel like they made that their own thing, and I'm seeing it again here. And then we see they have infinite ice cream in their lair, and then there's a scene later where they're chasing an ice cream truck
Right.
when they have access to ice cream. I should not be pointing out plot holes like this, but it bothers me.
It's true.
You could
Yes.
drive a truck through it.
Bob, you mentioned a movie I have not seen, the SpongeBob movie. Does he shoot up ice cream like heroin in that? That's what you're referring to?
You know, it gets pretty close. They have a wild ice cream night, and then they're hung over the next day.
Oh, got it.
It's
Okay.
very
that
SpongeBob
makes
has a
sense.
funny 5 o'clock shadow in the scene, and it's like great 1940s drunk acting on it. Then, which I am certain
Sounds
the
better.
animators of this movie have seen that movie, have seen the SpongeBob. I mean, a Minion
Oh,
and
they
a,
must
and
have.
SpongeBob not too far apart, I'd say as well.
That's true. A yellow, weird shaped thing that talks funny.
Also kind of
At
short.
least you can understand. Yes, also kind of short. At least you can understand SpongeBob, though, for the most part.
Yeah.
Um,
There's one future joke in this, we'll get to it much later, that is also stolen from a property with yellow characters, and I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about.
The thing about this whole ice cream sequence or whatever, it's all to set up just 2 more minions getting kidnapped.
Yep.
Because it's this whole thing of them cutting loose and whatever, and Gru like leaves these 2 minions who are like golf enthusiasts to watch the kids, and then they immediately get kidnapped. So it's all of that just to steal 2 more of these little guys.
And
Uh,
later, obviously, it makes no sense, Nefario's reasoning, but so he says, like, oh, I can't mess with my family. You are kidnapped. Like, it shows he views the minions as subhuman. Like, these is like, oh, it's like I'm stealing
Yep.
vacuum cleaners from them. They're not my family.
His turn back to being good makes no sense in this.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just a really convenient way to sort of end the movie. So while those golfing minions are supposed to be watching the kids, Gru and Lucy break into El Macho's restaurant. There is this completely unfunny thing where there's like a security guard chicken that's going after them. Really
Right.
abysmal shit with that.
Yeah.
It's just
There's
ripping
X-ray
off like
goggles.
yeah. No, the chicken, I was just gonna say, it's like ripping off the rabbit from Holy Grail. Like it's just
Yeah, Monty
Yes.
Python.
Yeah.
I immediately thought
Yes.
of that.
No, I'll tell you
Yes,
what
absolutely.
seems even worse in Despicable Me 4. They fight a honey badger in it, and they in 2024 think it's really like recent to do a
Oh.
honey badger joke. Yes.
Good God. You know what? If someone's fighting that honey badger and someone says that honey badger does not care about something, I mean, mail that shit to when this movie came out. Like, that's at least easily over 10 to 15 years old.
Yeah, but we got that loose chicken we have to fight with, but then we come across X-ray goggles, and it seems like our
Oh, yeah.
Groove fellow wants to take a little peek at Lucy with these on, right?
Mhm.
And it turns out he gets to see her brains and innards instead of what he thought it would be, right?
And the joke, I don't know. Again, this is just punch up I'm trying to do on a movie that was very successful. But it's like, I think him seeing her organs, you should write him weirder that he's like, ooh, you got a sexy brain there.
He's into
Right?
it. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I think it needs punch up. It only made $971 million. We could get it to $1 billion with just like
right.
a little more work.
Just some joke tweaks. You're at $1 billion, baby. It could have happened. But the X-ray specs also show Gru, behind this painting, there's a safe that appears to have a bottle in it. We crack this sucker open. Oh man, isn't this great? It's oddly, it's a jar of salsa that says secret salsa recipe. Recipe itself nowhere to be found. It's just a jar of salsa that says there's a recipe somewhere, but okay. But yes, they're thinking it's the PX41 serum. Does not happen. Meanwhile, the minions are, I guess, driving like the getaway vehicle here is the idea, and they like back over this poor fucker. Like Eduardo comes to the restaurant, like, oh, someone's broken into my restaurant. What's going on? Immediately backed over by minions in a small car. Eric, this was actually kind of reminding me of the opening ish of Commando with Arnold in the mall, and he's got the tiny car in that part of the movie.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, more Commando stuff in your Minions movie, please.
Well,
Yes.
previously we were doing Bad Incredibles. Now we're doing Bad Blues Brothers with this car loose in the mall.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, like, we're in a mall, by the way, and speaking, we were just talking about Paul Blart last week or a couple weeks ago. where's any like mall security here? Like the first movie doesn't have cops or anything, but like you figure a really easy punching bag, especially for poorly written movies like this, a mall security joke in there
Absolutely.
somewhere. Like, oh,
Absolutely.
somebody call security. Like, oh, we already took care of them and like they're tied up or something
You
like
got to
that.
address it in some way.
But there's a gag where we see one Blartesque mall guard for something. Maybe it's
Oh,
this
really?
scene
He's like
where
walking by
like
with headphones on, but that
yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, okay.
That's how we get around that.
I
That's there it is. I did miss
I will
that.
give, El Macho, he could have, under Castle Doctrine, he would have been entirely in his rights to kill both of them for breaking into his place. Like that would have been a different movie too if he had actually just shot and killed one of them, and then they have to
Well,
be like that's a Coen Brothers movie there.
When he does show up, he's got a dark line, this Eduardo. He's like, somebody's going to die tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty scary.
Ooh.
I can't tell if the movie wants you to be surprised that he's the bad guy or not with lines like that. Like,
I
Right.
kind of think the movie doesn't give a shit if you figured it out or not. Like it's just like we're gonna run to the finish line of this movie. If someone picks on stuff, great. If other people don't pick up on it, also great. This is coming up here though. This was another time killer thing that I was mentioning. It's just a vignette. Bob, to your point about how much they love ice cream, the minions running to this ice cream truck. Again, it's all to facilitate just a bunch more minions being kidnapped by the bad guy, still the secret bad guy, maybe to some people, because they're getting sucked up by like the speaker that's playing the ice cream truck music is actually a vacuum that sucks up all these minions that want the ice cream. And before you get to that, you've got this whole thing of like little neighborhood kids that we sit on for quite a few seconds just playing in the street. Then they're running for the ice cream truck. Then what I did think was kind of a funny gag of all these minions just blowing past all these kids really fast because they want the ice cream over them. But like it is a whole sequence just to again, we keep cutting back and oh, isn't it creepy or mysterious that these minions are getting picked off here and there, like just eating the
Yeah.
clock up.
We know they're getting kidnapped. We know I guess you get to chuckle that they call it gelato of one of their like many like borrowed words that they're
Yes.
polyglots, I guess, the minions.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. Yeah.
This eats up time, and then when they go to the Minion Resort Island for no reason, for more
Yes.
antics, that eats up time. I don't understand why they're not just transported directly to the lair. They get to hang out in the fun zone for a little bit with their banana
Yeah,
drinks and
I-
skinny dipping.
I guess because, yeah, I don't know, right? Because like if it's a thing where maybe if the villain's plot was to some reason like eat these things, he would need to plump them up. So it's like, yes, I'm giving you all this food and drink for my plump little minions or whatever. But like, it is the oddest, swankiest, most relaxing holding pen a kidnapped person has ever experienced.
Mhm.
It makes absolutely no sense. I do want to point out a good joke in the ice cream truck sequence that I did laugh at. The one minion, when he gets up to the counter or the truck and he's trying to order all this stuff, he whips out a massive wad of cash. And I just like that notion of like, they're just going to spend $1,500 on ice cream and don't care. I think that's kind of great.
And
That is
the
kinda funny.
the ice cream truck needs to come to that street like every day. They be making bank. Sell out the whole
Oh,
truck.
lady, he's putting my kid through college. But here we go. Here's we got to talk about Ken Jeong as Floyd Eagleson, and I feel like I did mention my suspicion that this movie was all in like a mall food court. The one exception is Ken Jeong in this wig store, and I would put some money on the original script. Ken Jeong running some sort of Asian food restaurant here, and they were like, you
Yeah.
know what? Why don't we flip this out? That's a bit too much. Now he's like a funny wig guy because it's like Cupcake Bakery. Eduardo runs a Mexican restaurant like in the mall here, which it's like it's not a food court mall. So this is kind of like if it was the food court, but then there's a PF Chang's right there, just a big restaurant inside a mall. That's Eduardo's place. I would put money on Ken Jeong was originally also some sort of food proprietor.
But we had to
They
change.
made them change that.
Well, I guess it's good they changed that, but we also had to change it because it's been a little while since we've insulted Gru and shit on his appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, and this Ken Jeong character, he looks white. This is such a white movie that when we get to the Cinco de Mayo character a party later, and I see a character with brown skin, I'm just something seems weird. Like, who is that?
Hmm.
What are
Yes.
they doing here?
I
It
was asking my husband, like, okay, wait, is Ken Jeong's character supposed to be Asian or not? Like, I mean, because I think Ken Jeong was directed or chose to do a voice that has more of an accent than he normally uses in roles. And
yes.
his character has a Fu Manchu mustache. But he's blonde, but he also is wearing like a Chinese, traditional outfit too. I really can't tell what he's supposed to be, like, ethnicity wise.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like vague Asian, right? I mean, the blonde thing is like because it's a wig, so I guess he's dyeing the Fu Manchu to match the wig. But also, like, if he's Floyd Eagle, but then it's like Eagle San, like that getting thrown around. So it is this mashup of a bunch of different traditions and nationalities, I feel. And you're right, Henry, there's definitely more of a voice being put on there than he has. And Ken Jeong, no stranger to voice acting, or, just he hasn't played live action characters with accents this heavy. I
No.
don't recall
It's hard.
anyway. I mean, I don't want to shock you guys here. I'm not 100% up on my
Mm.
watching of Ken Jeong's entire filmography, but
Get on it. Get on it.
I mean, he takes a lot of jobs, but also, I mean, he's great in Community. I was just rewatching a bunch of Community.
oh
He's
yeah.
still great in it, though. His character is usually pointing out stereotypical casting that is not unlike his casting in this film, I have to say. Uh, yeah, no,
I've been curious if Community holds up. How are you feeling
I
about
think it
that?
holds up pretty good. I think it holds up pretty good.
Uh-huh.
At least mostly. Yeah, mostly.
I never bothered with that final season that aired on Yahoo.
Yahoo Screen. Yeah, it's a good give it a watch. It's a good wrap up. At
Mhm.
the very least, I'm sure you guys love Keith David, and he's a regular in
Oh,
the
yeah.
final
Yeah.
season. So
Oh, because he replaces Chevy Chase, right?
yes, yeah, a
That's a trade the fuck
oh
up
yeah.
right
Yeah.
there.
That sounds good. Yeah. Well, here we lighten the mood with Gru air humping everything in this wig shot
Oh,
Right.
God.
to
Yeah.
try to find, because I guess the
Yes.
transmitter's on his crotch.
His belt buckle, yes. So basically, she's like, oh, Lucy says to him, like, oh, you know, there might be some of this, some serum was detected in Ken Jeong's store, so we got to go in. Your belt buckle has a thing on it that will react if you are close to a substance. So since it's on his belt buckle, he is thrusting his pelvis in front of all of these shelving units and doors and whatnot, trying to set off the alarm. And yes, it just looks like he's air humping everything around him.
At least like Kristen Wiig saying it's gonna make this noise, me mom, me mom, me mom. I was like, okay, all right. But then they just do that joke again with the minion who's the fire alarm
Mhm.
later, like not too long
Yes.
after.
Oh,
Yep.
you're right. Like you're stealing jokes from your own movie.
Well, this wasn't. This was the comedy crime, a comedy crime I was mentioning earlier too. Is like right when Lucy meets the kids for like all of 7 seconds, and like Agnes falls in mom love with Lucy. So it's
Yes.
another like
Yes.
slow mo shot of a character falling in love, and then like 2 minutes after that is when Margot gets her crush on the boy with a slow mo fall in love scene. I was like,
Yes.
no, you can't. Not
Yes.
3 times and twice in 2 minutes.
You're totally right.
Margot getting this crush is pretty weird. You get this slow shot of this boy with floppy hair, and he's got a leather jacket, and he's supposed to be
Oh, yeah.
so hot.
Antonio
Yeah,
is the character's name. Also, by the way, because we are just allowing Pharrell to curate this whole soundtrack, we have his Just a Cloud Away that he is being sung here while she is falling for this kid. So more money for him. That's great.
have you guys seen the news I just read the other day that the song Pharrell has written for Despicable Me 4 is apparently a Drake diss track also? Like,
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I hope so.
yeah.
Is that true?
I was hoping it was a Minion diss track. But yeah, this is the Eagle Hair Club that he's in, by the way. That's the name of Ken
Bald
Jeong's
Eagles, get it?
store.
Get it?
Yep.
Mhm.
Actually, I didn't. Thank
Okay.
you.
Which that's a joke you can make, like, if this was a world populated with, like, anthropomorphic animals, like, and that would be he's the bald, like, that's for that joke. That's not for this. You can't just name that guy Eagle and have that be the joke. I don't care for that. But yeah, he's thrusting around or whatever, and then, like, this is a disgusting thing. This guy, Ken Jeong's character, gifts Gru a temp wig that he can put on. It's just like a wig in a vacuum sealed bag. Oh my god, it's disgusting.
And his baldness, I forgot too that his baldness is used for like a real uh parents laugh at it joke in the movie where that Agnes says, "Oh, I know how you're a boy." And he's like, "You do?" Like, and then
Mm.
he thinks he's gonna have to explain, genitals to his youngest daughter, but instead she's like, "Yeah, because you're
Right.
bald."
Yeah, in this movie, we
Jesus.
have Carmen Miranda jokes, Love Boat references, and also toupee humor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Toupee
Oh, and
humor.
he's
They're out
Yep,
there on the
exactly.
edge in terms of writing
And
comedy.
he's stroking the wig like a white cat, so it's a Blofeld thing there too.
You're totally right. And also having it be a hair club, that's a reference to Hair Club for Men, which
Right.
guess all the dads in the theater were like, "Oh, I remember when my dad joined that." This is where we've got Gru falling right into traditional quote like fatherly roles. He's got to blow up this daughter's little date with this kid. Margot goes to the Mexican restaurant with Antonio, and they're kind of like having a little like meet cute. He's like, "Oh, I want to play video games for a living and whatever,"
So Twitch
and
was
he just
around, I guess, and we're just making a comment
right,
on that.
yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
Antonio, as the son of a rich guy, he is perfectly set up to be a Twitch streamer. Like,
Definitely.
that's right.
That's where like Timothy Chalamet started. He was reviewing Xbox controllers or something like that.
I would bet Timothy Chalamet in 2013 looked a lot like this guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Shortly before he was rapping at NYU or whatever was going on there. That's also embarrassing for that guy. But yeah, so like Gru comes in and like fucks this whole thing up here. What is the this is really bad when they're like kind of doing some like speaking basic Spanish, and she's like, "Oh, me llamo," and he cuts her off and he's like, "Me llama llama ding dong, let's get out of here." I'm like, I don't know about that's
Mm.
a fucking
Yeah.
Howard Stern joke from the mid 90s. Like, oh my god.
And the Minions, like a third of their language is Spanish, so he shouldn't be so disrespectful to that language either.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I believe right here,
Um,
Eduardo, right? Mr. What goddamn, what was it?
El
El
Macho.
El
Macho.
Macho. Almost said El
Yeah.
Champo, but I knew that was wrong. He's got this dancing number because it's been a few minutes. It's been maybe a minute since something sexually charged has happened. So he has to steal a woman from outside and swirl her around, do this giant dance number, cut to a table of women drooling over this Eduardo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, speaking of Despicable Me tooing, like he just grabs that woman and starts dancing with her without any consent.
Right?
But of course she likes
Yeah.
it, which like it makes it worse.
I guess the
I
innovation these movies have is they don't wait until the end of the movie to give you the dance party. It's interspersed throughout. Every
the
character
whole thing.
is great at
Yeah.
dancing, and there's so many dance scenes. Sorry, Andrew.
No. You're totally right, Bob. Like, it's the whole movie's a dance party when you really think about it. Like, somewhere, maybe it might not be on screen at that moment, but somewhere in the Despicable Me universe, there's always someone dancing.
Mhm.
So even when someone isn't dancing on camera, there's some minion somewhere fucking around dancing or some shit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did like the joke that he's Eduardo, this kid is like sexily dancing or whatever, and then uh the joke is instead of like a rose for the lady, it's a coupon to the restaurant.
I love she takes it in her teeth. That actually made me
Yes,
laugh. I was
yeah.
like, that is fun, hypersexual charged moment in there.
And then they get invited to the Cinco de Mayo party, and this is where Gru has to go visit Rough Butt again
Right.
and say it's El Macho, and we have to lock up the son too. That
Mhm.
son gives me the creeps.
He's I
Yes.
mean, Gru is following more of these, very gendered rules in this movie. Like he must violently protect the chastity of his daughter. Like that.
Right.
Yes, at all
Mhm.
costs, including screwing up this mission where like the dude is clearly El Macho and is clearly behind it, and he's like, I don't know about that. I want to move away from this guy. Yeah, it's all really bad. Oh, we got to talk about it. This is where we are revealed the island of minions and where they're all kept on this orgiastic vacation beach that they've got here. Mungo Jerry's playing and everything. This is the Minion skinny dipping, you guys. Oh my god, the butt cheeks are out. No one appears to be too upset that this is going on, even though this dude is the only nude minion in the bunch. There's a lot of other minion bathing suits to be seen on this beach,
Man,
but
this is
this guy
smut.
just saunters right out of the water.
Straight up smut. This is
Smut.
grooming your children. That's what this is.
Well, this part of the plot is just Dr. Nefario wanting nude minion footage. It had not been seen yet.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
No, they
Yeah, that's right. I'm filming you, minions. Come
I
on.
I believe once they cross this barrier of all right, we have shown a full Minions butt, they decided they have to keep upping it for the next one. The one of the posters for the Minions movie is the three Minions, all three of their bare asses, like looking at their clothes on a clothesline, and I was like,
That's
it's
right.
like wow, the poster. The image is three Minion asses.
You just got me thinking, Henry. There's got to be somewhere on the internet where someone has done nude minions seated from behind, a la the Pink Floyd poster.
Oh my god.
And if not, somebody get on that because that's some T-ball shit right there.
Absolutely.
I'm looking it
You're
up.
welcome for that piece of fan art.
I'm
Okay.
trying
Yeah,
to
see
find
see
it.
how much your search history is ruined there, dude. Meanwhile, while Eric looks that up, we can talk about his Gru goes on a disastrous date with one of the neighbor's friends. This is Shannon, voiced by Kristen Schaal. And this lady is just like kind of talking shit the whole time, very superficial kind of person. And he's wearing this temporary wig on his head. Ooh, this thing looks bad.
Yeah,
I'm not finding it, Andrew. I'm not finding the Pink Floyd, but I am seeing them do the Abbey Road Beatles.
Well,
poster.
sure. Yep.
That is out there.
Yep.
And that
Oh,
won't
and then,
get-
are the minions barefoot in the poster like the Beatles were? Oh,
They're not.
barefoot
They're wearing
minions?
shoes in this poster.
that's fucked up.
Bullshit.
But now
Nope.
let's do a
Nope.
search of Pornhub and see what we find.
Okay.
This date of his, played by Kristen
Yes.
Schaal, it feels like they don't really care about characterization in these movies. So she's every kind of bad date where she at first appears to be vacant and gum chewing, but then you find out she's like a militant exercise person, and then we find out
Yes.
she has like strong hair values, I guess.
She
Well, she
Right.
basically, we're kind of doing an Elaine Bennis here,
Yes.
right? I don't like this thing, and here's what I'm doing with it. You're bald, that whole thing. Because she says, I'm going to rip that thing off your head and show everyone what a bald-headed phony you are, she says to this guy.
I
Right.
have a
And
feeling
thankfully,
Shannon is one of those people who guards restrooms and
Oh, yeah,
assaults
of
people in
course.
those.
One of our bathroom patriots for sure.
Yes.
Oh my god. But Lucy's coming in to get takeout food and sees this going on and tranks her ass.
Yeah, dude. I
Everything
was
is
doing it for
ass-
somebody,
everything
too.
is
No, that-
ass related.
I had to note when she gets her butt tranked, the animation of it like clenching up, like some animator did some late nights on that.
Yeah.
I'm not going home until I get the clench right.
I was trying to make this movie better in my head, and after she's tranked, I just imagined a scene later in the movie where she wakes up strapped to a table in a Dexter style, with just surrounded by minions, and that's all we see of her.
Oh, I'd love that. She's got her entire body. She's like stuck to the table with saran wrap all around her, except for her head or something.
She is face down, and I have to say, ass up when they hit
She,
her.
yes,
Yes.
you're right. Face down in the spaghetti, drowning in her own food, but thanks to that late night animator, clenched ass up, definitely.
Yes, face down, ass up. That's how we like to trank.
Yes. I did like the drinky motion that they get away with Lucy, though. But like they their big meet cute, like when their relationship gets to the next level, is when they work together to roofie a woman.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. How did you and dad meet? Well, funny story. I was on this other date and your mother roofied her, right? And then we stole her body out of the restaurant and did some really fucked up things to it while taking her home because and we're definitely because this movie we already talked about it steals from itself as it's still going on. This is very similar to how she is contorting Gru's body at the beginning of the movie, trying to get him in the car to take him to the base at the beginning.
They also
This is
do a
like,
Weekend at Bernie's thing here too.
Yeah.
yes, I mean it's all in that Bernie's realm of we're playing with a corpse, right? Because like the head gets stuck in a door, they slingshot her into a pole, and then the body is tied like fucking National Lampoon's Vacation. This body is tied to the roof of the car as they drive her home. And then she brakes hard at the last second, and the body flies off the roof of the car and it hits the back of the car in front of them. What are we doing? I get that this woman is set up to be like not a great person as a character or whatever, but like you are physically abusing this woman.
They should kill her.
She's
Yeah.
dead. Yeah, she's
I
definitely
mean, she
dead.
is dead.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like the only reason I feel like you see her very confusingly in the background of the last scene when they're having the wedding is just so the filmmakers could be like, see, they didn't kill that girl. She's alive. She attended the wedding. She lived through all of that physical trauma that her body took while she was tranked in the ass.
Well, Henry mentioned the Lucy making the drinky motion to the waiter, and that is Exhibit A in my
Yes.
case of The Simpsons versus Despicable Me 2. Exhibit B will be coming up very shortly.
I do think it's a real waste of Kristen Shaw that like who's a very funny person and a great voice actress that they
Yes.
just have her to be like, you're the shallow like bitch who sucks. Can you just do that? Yeah.
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 She as Louise Belcher has been making me laugh for almost the better parts of 2 decades as that character. That's I still tune into Bob's Burgers. I still think it is absolutely hysterical. I've seen every single episode and I think she's great on it. And that's an example of like, that's a person that could turn in a real deal vocal performance. Maybe she's not 10th banana in this movie.
Banana.
I shouldn't have said banana. My
Oh.
God. Oh my God. No. 10th fiddle.
Yeah,
I don't. Now we get like another ass bop and music moment, right? Because I'm
This is happy. Yes, because she's like, you look much better bald, and she kisses him goodnight. And then the next morning, yes, montage, that fucking happy song. God damn it, dude.
One of the worst songs ever written.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, in human history.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This movie brought the blight of happy upon the universe.
Yeah, they didn't put it in it because it was popular. It debuted in this movie. It was part of the huge
Yes.
success of it. When we went to Universal, I told Bob to like be on the listen to see how much we hear happy here.
Sure.
We heard
Oh,
it a couple
God.
times, not that much though.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I would have guessed that it was like the Universal Studios equivalent now of the It's a Small World ride, where they're just like playing it on a loop as you go through the line to get into the
You
ride
would
or
think
something.
that, yeah, but no, only it was. I think we only heard it on the very long escalator down the mountain at Universal Hollywood.
Oh, got it. I paused it when it hit. Genuinely surprised 56 minutes into this movie is how long they were able to hold off any kind of happy play. But yes, this is the migration ducks are here. He's helping the migration ducks cross the street. He's playing Frisbee for a second. Speaking of Seinfeld and George Costanza there. And also, yeah, we're doing Tai Chi in the park with people. And then I guess he's just doing this all on his way to the mall. And when he gets there, Ramsbottom and company are already there. They have arrested Floyd Eagleson for, yes, it looks like we found the container or whatever. It's mostly empty, but there's still traces of it. So he's getting arrested and, he's yelling about being set up and yada yada. And wouldn't you know it, now that the job's done, Mr. Ramsbottom there is transferring our dear lady friend to Australia. So they're trying to write Lucy out of this movie already.
Yeah,
I forget
do a
if,
cutaway to an
he's-
Australian super villain or something.
yeah.
I wonder why she has to go.
I don't know if he's actually at the wedding, Floyd Eagleson, but he's not seen anymore in the Rams bottom guy. This thread is completely lost after this. We don't see if Floyd is vindicated. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
No,
No,
no, he's just a guy trying to run a wig shop.
I wish Eagleson the best in his lawsuit for illegal arrest and wrongful arrest.
Right.
I hope he gets a few $1 million out of it.
Oh, he's been deported. This is Obama's term.
Oh, that's
so-
true. He's on sent
He's
to
out
a
of the
black
country.
site. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Again.
Yep.
Now Gru's getting depressed because Lucy's being transferred, and now I kind of like the sad montage here, especially when he's shoving women in the park doing yoga.
It's him undoing all the things he did in the happy song, but he should kill those ducks
Right.
that he saves if they're gonna.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's a quick gag of like he sees the ducks crossing the street. He notices a truck barreling down on them. He stands frozen, maybe like folds his arms or something. And you see the truck fly by really fast. And then once the truck flies by, just feathers in front of the camera.
Feathers and a blood.
That's
mist.
his. Yes.
I would love that.
Yeah, just a subtle little blood mist, just for anybody who's really paying attention.
For this montage, though, is it Farrell or Pharrell, whatever his name is?
Pharrell,
They should have got him to write the parody version crappy.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, Weird Al would do it a year later with Tacky, but
Right.
Oh, Weird Al did a happy parody, huh? Called Tacky?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
all right.
and Pharrell is still working with him to this day, not just on Despicable Me 4, but also there's about to be an entire Illumination Pharrell musical, and I
Oh,
believe
God.
Kendrick Lamar is in a lead role in it too. So
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad all those dudes are making piles of money.
Pharrell hasn't made enough money yet. I don't think.
No, that's true. Maybe someday he will, but
I
not
did
yet.
chuckle at Kristen Wiig saying Hugh Jackman. That gave me a chuckle.
Yes,
That was
yes,
pretty
yes.
good. Yes, when she's like, "I've been practicing my accent. What do you think about all these?" And Hugh Jackman.
Though,
Pretty
yeah,
great.
Rams bottom again. I was writing a better story for this movie in my head of like that she's almost onto me. I need to arrest this guy and separate the two of them so they don't figure it out and send her to Australia to cover my tracks.
Yes. Oh, that would be perfect. Yeah. Oh, there is a better movie in here somewhere, and we're kind of digging it up piece by piece. So around here is where we finally get to see what is going on with these minions in paradise, because here we are. He's got his little coconut bra bikini thing on, and we're lightly playing some Bob Marley jamming right here. He's chomping on his banana and gets like sucked down through the water into a lab. And finally, here is what's going on. We're injecting these things. And the little minion in the maid costume is there. That one gets injected and turns into this purple monster, is the idea. And now finally we're seeing some semblance of what the villain's plan is. And may I just point out that, like, in movies that they're parodying, like Bond and whatever, like, way before an hour and 10 minutes of the movie, or let's say, if we're comparing runtime percentages, like before 75% of the movie is complete, you are finding out what Blofeld's plan is. But it's not even really that put together, because again, we're doing the stupid thing of like trying to make this villain, his identity, a mystery, which is just a complete waste of time.
yeah, and his plan is very broad. It's just a take over the world plan. At least in the first movie,
Power.
the plan was to steal the moon. It was very specific.
Right. Yeah, he's got his little heist, and that's something that's not just a vague, we want all the power, we want supreme power, etc.
But again, those purple minions, I saw several people in the purple minion shirts still when we were in Universal. I saw some purple minion food. It was like a float or something. I remember at it too. So yeah.
Oh, it's probably the same recipe as that Grimace milkshake they offered for a while. So here's the big blowout scene. It's at the Cinco de Mayo party. They all attend, and he's trying to lay down. I like this actually. Like, Gru is trying to lay down all these rules for the kids, like what not to do, at the party, just behave or whatever. And I like this kid Eduardo coming up and being like, oh, there's no rules, it's Cinco de Mayo. And I'd love to see this kid be like, oh, hey, girl who's kind of my age, do you want to try tequila for the first time? Or like these kids get into some trouble of some kind would be kind of nice.
The kid is Antonio and Eduardo is El.
Oh yes, yes,
Macho.
is El Macho. You're right. Yeah, so Antonio is the one hitting on the little girl,
No.
not the
oh my god,
huge hairy dude with the chest tattoo.
This movie's not above it though.
The Antonio and girl subplot is all resolved off screen, so why bother getting invested at all?
Yeah.
That's right. Kind of funny moment here while David Guetta's Where the Girls At, featuring Nicki Minaj and Flo Rida, is playing. You have Gru getting coaxed into some dancing here, and he gets kicked right in the balls. And this guy getting kicked in the balls by a child, I think, is probably the biggest laugh in the movie I had.
Oh yeah, of course. I love ball trauma.
And I like the timing of it to a strobe effect. Like that was at least like a comedic.
Yes.
Again, non-dialogue comedy is usually their strongest.
Now, Bob, am I guessing that your second take of The Simpsons versus Illumination is right here at the party with Gru's accoutrement that he's wearing?
Yes, his cheap hat, or whatever he calls it. I think they call out what it's called in this world just to let everyone know it's legally distinct from Homer's nacho hat, because it's a chip hat, it's a sombrero that's wider, and instead of nacho cheese, there's guacamole, not in the top, but around the brim. So they thought about this.
They know how, because Homer's is in a concave thing in the head of in like the crown of it. And it just, I am totally with Bob. The second I saw it in the movie, I was like, this is the death penalty to me. Like, you cannot steal a 20-year-old Simpsons joke in your movie. Like, everybody knows the nacho. And then I got pissed on a whole nother level, because then I started seeing like it has replaced The Simpsons with influencers who make food from TV shows and movies, because like the Binging with Babish channel, when they made the nacho hat, they made the Despicable Me 2 nacho hat, not the Simpsons nacho hat. And I find that wrong.
That is fucked up.
Unforgivable.
Although I will say I would prefer a hat with guac on top of it than hot cheese. But as we know from Simpsons lore, Homer has a really thick noodle there, so maybe it wouldn't bother his skull as much. But something about piping hot melted cheese right on the top of my dome doesn't really sound appealing.
Cold guac makes more sense. It does. Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Though we're talking structurally. It when you're pulling out the brim side, that's making holes in it. You're gonna lose guac. Like when it's in the center, a little better. I was also upset to see, because we just went to Universal, that at Universal Hollywood they don't have it, but in Universal Orlando they do sell a chip hat. Except it's bullshit. It's a fake. It's like a hat cup that has chips in it. You can't actually eat the hat.
Oh, that's too bad. I would eat the hat if someone makes that hat and like we're selling them at Yankee Stadium or something. Like, I will buy that. I will be the asshole eating off my own head. So meanwhile, Gru follows Eduardo down into some secret doors here. We have this, it's kind of like Indiana Jonesy, sort of like he's got to step on the right panels to open the door, but he has to do it with a sound panel that's kind of like the big keyboard sort of thing, but it's the melody of the cucaracha, I believe,
you have
to open it correctly.
Yeah, you have to get it right. Otherwise, there's swords, fire, maces, darts, shootout.
Yeah. So while Gru is doing that, we do have the Lucy on the plane flying to Australia, where she starts seeing Gru's face first on every magazine photo that she's looking at, and then like again, all of the people on the plane start turning into Gru. And this is kind of, I have to say, this might be a third one here. This is Homer getting upset at Moe, and he's seeing him everywhere.
Yeah.
Mo, that whole
right
thing.
down to the baby. Yeah. Wow.
Yes, yeah. The baby was what sealed it for me. I was like, wait a second.
You're very right. Yeah.
Where have I seen this before? But so she just has this moment where she goes, I choose Gru just casually opening this door to the airplane and jumping out. And like the flight attendant doesn't have a problem with this. No one on the plane appears. And I get it, like movie for babies, whatever, but like this was just stupid.
Well, the child audience now knows there's a fun little door in the airplane and anyone can open it. And
Yeah,
if you jump
yeah,
out, you can
exactly.
see Gru.
Yeah.
We're going to meet Gru. Suicide.
Yeah. I mean, this I think shows you that Lucy has like, you know, a tumor in her brain or something. And that's like she's lost it completely.
So she just jumps out to get back to the movie. She's like, wait a second, no, I don't want to leave the movie. I want to come back to the movie. Hang on a second. But oh, wouldn't you know it, Gru was right. Here's the magnet ship is here, and El Macho is alive, faked his own death for reasons. Not really going to get into that, but he faked his own death.
And now we're revealed he's working with Dr. Nefario as well.
Mhm.
And
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
You know, and he's like, I had to borrow some of your minions. And I do like this, like it's the minion Kevin who has been transformed, and he's like, oh, Kevin, and it's like, he's not your Kevin anymore, which is kind of funny. But these minions, I guess, I think this is also the case with like just yellow regular minions too. They make it seem like this purple minion being like bulletproof and flame retardant and indestructible is exclusive to this kind of minion, but like these yellow guys are getting knocked all over the place and hit with hammers and chainsaws and shit, and they're all fine.
Yeah, we should have seen one
it's just-
minion death before this scene.
Yeah.
The movie
Right.
opens with a minion being torn apart by dogs or something like that.
Oh, I would love that. I would adore
Oh, hell
that.
yes. That would be pretty great.
Set to happy, of course.
Of course.
Uh,
Oh.
oh, fuck, that'd be awesome. But so whatever, Lucy gets to this party, but she's already, you know, too late. The return of the security chicken here, the chicken kind of like narcs on her
Yeah,
almost.
Because it was
and-
so good, we have to repeat that one.
Yeah. Gru turns him down and exits. So he's like, nah, I don't want to be evil. See you
Yes.
later, which is, it's not even like they remove any possible tension of him like trying to pretend he's on his side. Like as soon as he's gone,
Right.
El Macho's like, I don't think he's on our side. And that's it.
You're totally right, Henry. This is the moment where it's like, oh, is Gru actually being seduced back into a life of villainy crime or whatever? Like, no, he was just playing him the whole time. But like, that's actually something.
Yeah.
Other than, like, instead he just cowardly backs out of the door, like, no, thank you. Wah, wah, wee, wah. Or wait, wah, wah, whoa, wah. Don't want to be sued. Okay.
Man, how is Sacha Baron Cohen? How is he not in one of these? Now I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dude that can do
Yeah.
voices. Yeah, sure. So yeah, Dr. Nefario here again, just for reasons, turns sides and calls Gru, and he's like, hey man, they kidnapped your lady friend. This dude's totally evil, blah blah blah. So he, you know, whatever. This is setting up the last part of the movie. Gru is going back to his Eduardo's house where the
It's the
Cinco de Mayo party
Chewbacca plan
was.
he's got. It's the fake prisoner plan. Well, honestly, I do
Yes.
feel like it is laid out like the arrival to Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Like similar, like weapon held at his back too, almost.
Yeah, but this is, I complained about it earlier, but the way Lucy is kidnapped and becomes a damsel despite all of the butt kicking and abilities she had shown before. All El Macho has to do is grab her arm tightly and be like, you're coming with me. She's like, well, I guess I'm going to be tied up and held hostage. I'm not a spy that can prevent this in any way.
See, that's what all those other people before El Macho, you know, when they were trying to get Lucy and she successfully thwarted all of them, that's the one thing that they forgot to do. Just grab her by the forearm. Instantly shuts her down. They just didn't know it. But yes, we learn here that El Macho has this army of purple minions. He's transformed all of Gru's minions into the purple evil versions.
We do see them attack. They attack at one point, and he has to, Gru has to run up a tree or whatever. These minions also eat that balloon of the unicorn ass first.
That's
purple
right.
minions
Oh,
eat it ass
there
first.
you go.
And I thought they were setting up some sort of Mars Attacks style twist where, oh, a loud noise will stop the purple minions, but that doesn't come up again at all.
Yeah,
When
Agnes
the little
is
girl
Nah.
screams, yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, she screams and like breaks a bunch of glass, and the one minion is kind of like, "Ooh, that's not cool." Yes, I thought totally a loud noises thing, and for this movie, it's like a moth to the flame with loud, annoying
Mhm.
Yeah.
noises. It would have been
I thought
perfect.
I did
Uh,
I did like the phone call scene. Like that was I thought that was at least like a funny setup though. But the other bit when the purple minion attacks the Despicable Me home, I wondered if it was like an Evil Dead thing, not just the first person camera bit we talked about before, but also the
right.
person looking at the window and then the window breaks open. Like that feels like the start of Evil Dead 2 kind of shot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
right.
does, yeah.
Another thing that's like not really acknowledged at all, like you see he's got all these minions, these evil minions in this like cage that's also shaped like a rocket or is a rocket. And on the side of one of them is scribbled, I forget what city it is. I don't know if it's
Mm.
Milwaukee. It's some city is scribbled on the side of it. And that led me to believe that like these rockets all have destinations and he's going to set these things down in the cities. And like have him say that. Have him explain that that's part of the plan. Like, I'm going to not just use these guys to take over the world, but yes, every major metropolis will be, overrun by these
They
minions
should
and what, like, make it an actual threat.
you're a cartoon. Just do that for a second at least, so you
Mhm.
could show me like a monument somewhere, and I could be like, "Oh, right, that's the Empire State's building, or that's this, that, and the other thing."
Right.
It'd be, oh, there's the Eiffel Tower they're eating or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yep.
watched this
Yeah.
baby film twice, and I was never sure what El Macho's plan was.
Yeah. It would
No, they
and
weren't
it could have been
either.
just a fun fantasy sequence of seeing the purple minions destroy monuments around the world. Like that's also would just be fun
Sure.
and funny.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, now they're taking down the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Look at them go. Isn't that amusing? Like, it's kind of something. But yes, the screaming doesn't really do anything to this one minion that's got the girls at home. And just when you think that these kids are cooked, here comes Dr. Nefario and injects it with an antidote, and it just turns back. Like, thank God this dude had this thing
Yeah.
on hand. I don't know what the movie would have done without it.
You can invent everything they need. I'll give them credit for at least having the jelly comes back for plot purposes. They set it up and it works for
Yeah.
plotting. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, the shitty jelly that Nefario has made that they all said tasted like shit at the beginning of the movie. Now we're just going to use that jelly stock to put the antidote in it and then put that jelly antidote slash slime kind of thing into guns, kind of like that second Ghostbusters movie where they've got the slime
Right,
canisters. Like,
yeah.
that's what we're kind of doing here with the jelly getting shot off and whatever.
And they cover all these purple minions with this jelly, and they start turning yellow.
Mm. Yeah.
And this, so like that, yeah, that's like the whole thing, right? It's like Nefario and the kids show up blasting with these, so we're getting all these minions, right? And when you look at this, the way that this looks on screen, it's like, here we are, we're shooting these things from above, turn the purple things yellow. Like, this is just straight up like an advertisement for a yet to be made Minions mobile game that I'm sure someone either thought about putting out or maybe it actually fucking exists. But if you look at this whole sequence, it is just the mechanics of like an Angry Birds kind of mobile game. Take out the evil minions and help turn them back yellow again. Like, you can just see the gears kind of turning. They're like, oh, the possibilities for this are endless. Oh, I just hated
When
that.
you're in line for the Minions ride, you see the ad for the Minions mobile game.
Yeah. It's like it's
Oh,
one
really?
of the auto runner games they just pasted
Oh,
Minion in there.
okay.
But yeah, there should be just like your kid endlessly taps the screen to make purple minions yellow. Like that would be so
Yep.
easy.
And then it keeps asking you for
Exactly.
$1.
Mhm.
If you would like to continue mindlessly moving your finger over this screen, add $1 more into your account.
You ran out of jelly for the day. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, a month's supply of jelly packs, only $25. Oh, it's on sale this week, you guys. Turn on the mobile fucking Minions game and get the
You'd
sale.
be crazy not to ask now.
Yeah. It was depressing in that line to also have an app sold to us while we were in the line for the like we're already there, we're already spending
That's
tons of money at all times, but then also we're seeing the like
It's never
yeah.
enough. It's never enough. These things, I do like these purple things running like a World War Z-esque zombie horde, like one on top of each other. The way that they animated them being all crazy and whatever was
I had
kind
to
of
double
cool.
check that World War Z came out after this movie. I thought it was like I mean it was a book
Oh,
first, but I
yeah.
thought it was a World War Z movie reference. Yeah.
So this is Nefario, big bullshit line right here where he's just like, nobody messes with my family. And I was like, your fucking family now? Really, dude? Like, okay, here's a character turned completely unearned and confusing, but we got to wrap it up. And the movie it has to be under 100 minutes. So
Nefario doesn't give a shit. He doesn't like these people. Like he's nothing. And also, I thought he was getting at the start of the movie like the literal Poochie treatment of flying off screen, and you never see him again. Same.
Yeah. I thought they were like, well, this character is dead. Wait, we're writing him off. And then when I was watching the first movie, I thought, who is this guy? Who is this old man? Is he Gru's dad? And in the back of my head, I was like, oh, he might be, but he's probably not. And then this family line comes up, and I think they forgot he's not actually related to any of these characters.
right. See, he's doing the classic, and it's crazy because he's a British fella, but it's the classic American thing of like my workplace is my family, right? He's just fallen victim to that. So it's like, no, dude, you just work for Gru. He's not your family. These minions are just coworkers, man. You quit that job, let it go.
Though also same with speaking of redundant things, we never talked about it this whole time, but like Gru has a dog that they totally like invented to be like, oh, kids are gonna love this dog. Nobody gives a shit about that dog.
Yep.
You shouldn't even bother with the dog in the second movie onward. Like it's the minions are the
Nope.
only cute thing you have in this movie.
Absolutely. Because also, like, the thing is disgusting. It's just a ratty ass, disgusting, like, might not even be entirely a dog. Like, I don't really know. I think it worked for Gru because, like, it's the dog a cartoonish villain would have. But, like, when I'm already dealing with all these minions, like, there's no contest. This dog can't stand up to the cuteness of minions. Come on now.
I did like in the shootout section, since they used jelly guns, basically like he gets to headshot minions and have red goo explode around them. Like, yeah.
Yep.
That's for all the parents out there.
Yeah.
Finally, this movie's doing what I've been dreaming of for 2 whole movies. So, El Macho, again, just also apparently bankrupt of any new ideas whatsoever because he's just doing the same shark rocket shit that he used to fake his own death, but now Gru and Lucy are tied to this thing and off to the volcano it's going. And this, I mean, my God, the lamest sort of conclusion of anything. Like, just, all right, we're gonna get off this thing and now we're just gonna fall off it into the water, and that's the end of that.
And we'll have a kiss in front of this giant explosion.
Yeah,
And
that
then I guess El Macho comes
Yes.
back and takes the Bane serum and becomes this fat beast who is naked, by the
Oh,
way.
yes.
that's also a huge
Nude.
rip. That's a huge rip off of the Batman Arkham video game. Like that's how Joker you fight Joker at the end of the game in the exact same way.
I also believe a certain fellow we once thought dead, but then took a serum and rose from the grave to deliver us from all of our sins. That's right. Super Shredder in Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze.
For a second, I
It
was
is
like,
a
is he talking
similar-
about Jesus?
Yes.
Shredder is my Jesus, Eric.
Yeah.
That's actually,
That's right.
I didn't tell you that.
He was
but,
poked in the
I
side
worship-
by Leonardo.
Nah. By the lance of Leonardo. Yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of looks like an overweight Grimace. Like, it's very weird. I understand also that's the second Grimace reference I've made in this episode. Might be time for me to go to McDonald's. I don't know what's
But,
going
you
on.
know, this is built up to be the big bad fight. He's instantly taken out by a fart gun.
Yeah, they to give Nefario
yeah.
a hero moment of just like zap Farka. Though also too, I guess the other moment is Gru pulls out the lipstick thing
Yes.
and zaps him. And at the very least, even though like I think it's average enough plotting, at least Lucy Kristen Wiig goes like, "Oh, he did the thing I did." Like just to let you know, the like, yeah, we know.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The one gag here I did think was kind of funny was so like I guess also because we don't want to show like an animal go into this volcano, the shark has to fall off the rocket too. I do appreciate there's like a beachfront, like waterside sushi bar, and like the shark falls right on top of the bar in front of all these diners, and they all like kind of cheer. Reminded me of the video game Dave the Diver, by the way. Very cool game.
Yeah, I was
If
just getting
anyone's
into that
familiar with
game
that.
on PlayStation.
It's really fun. Yeah, yeah. You go around scuba diving, catching fish, and then you serve the sushi restaurant a la like
Yeah, it's
tapper
even like
kind
a
of
beachside.
functionality.
Yeah, it's even a beachside restaurant like this one. Yeah, like an outdoor one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I do this huge shark just falling. I thought was pretty funny there. But yep, it basically like his whole thing when they're on the rocket is also if I asked you out on a date, would you have said yes? She says yes, and he's like, well, in that case, let's jump off this rocket so we can have that date.
It takes near
Um,
death for him to get over his fear of asking any woman out on a date.
Yes, for fear that a 40-year-old woman would also say that she caught grudies from him. Still scarred by that playground fiasco. But we get 147 dates later. That's kind of fun.
That is them going like we can't waste any more time on their actual romance, but they do need to be married. She can't become their mother out of wedlock. They got to be married for her to
right.
officially become the mom of the girls, right?
But also,
Yep.
there's a courtship. It's not like they just turned around right there and got married. No, 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 no. These two young, responsible adults waited it out. 147 dates. They certainly know that they love one another now, and only now is it appropriate to get married. Complete with the Minions doing an all for one parody
Yes.
right
You know,
here.
Oh,
That's
God.
extra wrong because they dress him as boys to men, which I see as like kind of racist is a strong word to say, but I would just say like there is something to saying like boys to men, all for one, they're the same, right?
You know
Mhm.
what I would put out here, dude? It was we animated this whole thing, including because you're totally right. They're dressed like boys to men in in the fake video they're doing right here. And then it was whatever label that Boys to Men is on was either like too much dinero for that music licensing or a straight up no. And they were like, well, fuck. What's a cheaper R&B song from dudes that kind of sound like Boys to Men? All for one, right there.
So
Right
potentially
there
this
for
was
you.
Minion singing "I'll Make Love to You."
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
And by the way, they had all those dates, and now they're getting married, but they never kissed before, right? Because they don't know how to kiss because their noses are
right.
too big. There's all these problems with the geography of their faces.
You're right. After 147 dates, dude, you'd think that they would have figured that out.
Yeah.
The mechanics of kissing one another.
I do have to wonder what Gru's dick might look like if that's his nose situation.
Well,
Dude's packing.
I could tell you
man.
had
Oh,
a real
yeah.
case of Gru balls
Ah.
after all of those dates.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Very
I
good.
do like that they are also they are pronounced bride and Gru.
Mhm.
That's
The-
adorable.
I'll give them credit that when they decided to do their all for one / boys to men thing, it's 2 minutes. Like they do the whole like
Mhm.
it's the full song in
Oh, yeah.
Minions, which have some
Yep.
fun if you put on this movie again or the next Despicable Me you guys do. Put on subtitles to see what they choose to put as real words and what they choose to put as minion talk or
Oh.
minionese.
Oh, are they actually using Minionese
Sometimes
in the
it
subtitles?
says
Do they say
speaking
that word?
minion, and then other times, well, when they say words I recognize, like one of them, they cheers each other, but they do say kampai, which is the Japanese version
Yes.
of it, but it does say that in the subtitles. It says kampai instead of minionese. So yeah.
Interesting. Oh, huh. Yeah, Eric, whenever we inevitably do the third one,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna subtitle it, man. I want to see what's up.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's it. That's the wedding reception. We got to do the YMCA. So here's all the minions again, dressed costume
Evil,
appropriate right
evil.
here.
That
Yeah.
Boys to Men is
Pure
only
evil.
20 years old when they did it, but the YMCA parody, that is 40. Like it was 40 when they did it. It's 50 now. And it's like it was a dated reference in the 90s and stuff. Like I do wonder if that was a Mike Reese punch up because it was him who put the in the Navy joke in the Simpsons episode.
Yeah. When I watched this and the second movie, I thought in kids movies for 30 years, a 70s music drop is always a punchline. It's been going on since at least the early to mid 90s.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's one, and not just, well, this isn't a kids movie, but like it's on my mind because I just rewatched it. They do a straight up, oh, we all happen to be in the same costumes YMCA thing in Wayne's World too.
Mm.
Because they're all undercover, like spying on Cassandra, and they're all dressed up in different things, and then they accidentally walk into the gay bar, and they just do the entire number right there. Speaking of
I
killing time.
appreciated the work to that in Wayne's World 2, that they like it's built over like 10 minutes before them to finally reveal like,
Yes.
all right, they are dressed as the village people. Like though
Yep.
yeah, this like it always contractually it must be a dance party at the end of a kids movie. Every kids movie, it has to end with it.
Yes.
We just did a Mulan podcast and I forgot it ends in a dance party too.
Oh, does it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 15 years before this, they were doing that, right?
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
damn it.
the dance party, it always has to happen. Oh, and you also get like 3 seconds of them saying like, "Oh, and Agnes is happy to have a mom now," and she reads her Mother's Day speech.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that's a weird "I'm happy you're my mom now" speech at the wedding. Very strange.
Well, of course, now her family is complete, that she finally has a mother as she should. And any child who's watching this that
That's-
only has one parent should know it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, they're living a fucking incomplete, terrible life, and they should know it. Thank you, Despicable Me, too, for telling it like it is. Yeah, that's the end of this piece of shit. There's one last living purple one who comes up and roars at the camera, and that's the end of it. I would wager in the third movie they've tamed this thing and befriended it in some way or another.
And then
because that's generally how these things work.
Riding it, feeding it.
over the credits is what's technically a commercial for the Minions movie. It's the trio of Minions in front of a sign that says the Minions movie audition. Like it's them calling the shot there.
Absolutely. And you know what? Good for them. What a fucking empire these people have built here. But that is going to do it for our discussion of Despicable Me 2. We'll go around the horn here. Final thoughts and possible recommendations. We'll start with our guest here, Bob.
I'm going to say absolutely not. The children are wrong in this case. Our children's movies were better. There was more substance. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why these things are so popular, but they are just the warmest slop I've witnessed in terms of this kind of entertainment. Also, question for the listeners: does COVID make you better at podcasting? Sound off in the comments.
Henry, how you feeling?
We did do a podcast last year about the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I think this Despicable Me 2, I liked it more, just because it didn't frustrate me as much as though at least they do update to 80s songs instead of 70s songs in the Mario movie. But I think this is. I also think the weird sexual politics of it bother me as well. I think it's they've animated better as well in the future, and I think I might watch Despicable Me 4 on an airplane just to see the superhero Despicable or the Minions become superheroes in 4, including one that is straight up a ripoff of the Thing's Rocky skin. They just drew it on him. It's
Oh man. These movies perfect for in-flight entertainment or torturetainment.
You know, they expand these things, like the idea of the dance party. They make that into an entire movie series in Sing. That's what Illumination also does, which that's just like, well, what if Funny Animals only sang songs and it was just that the entire movie is that? Like, so if you think they couldn't be more bankrupt creatively, don't bet wrong there.
Mr. Siska, where are we at?
God. Oh Lord, my God. Listen, it's okay to like a movie. I know this is a force of nature with people. I will say I liked it better than the first one, but it's rough stuff. I mean, we said everything. Threads aren't completed. It's a goddamn mess. Sorry, I got heated with that.
No, I agree with everything all of you said. I will just note again, I do think the animation is nice. Not so much like some of the character design specifically, but like I do like this animation. I think I keep wanting to say it looks like clean and smooth, which is both wrong and like has a negative connotation for animation IMO. But there's something about, I just like, it's very polished, it's nice looking. It doesn't feel artificial in some ways. That makes no sense, I know, but in my head it kind of does. I don't know. There's something about this that I guess I just can't put words to it, but something about this animation style works okay for me. I guess I should check out other Illumination movies, see if there's anything worth a good goddamn. And maybe Migration, I'll give that one a try. I've mentioned that one at least 6 times on this episode, so maybe I'll give that a whirl. But that's going to do it for this episode. Bob and Henry, thank you guys so much for popping on. It's always awesome talking movies with you. For folks who are unfamiliar with what you guys greatly do week in and week out, tell the listeners what's up.
Oh, sure. We are Talking Simpsons. We've been going strong for 9 years now. Currently, we're covering both season 4 and 14. Very soon, we'll be covering season 5 and 15. And if you're looking for a
Ooh.
gateway into our podcast, all of the We Hate Movies guys have been on it multiple times. So select one of
That's
those
right.
episodes at your leisure. And we have a ton of other bonus shows about things like Futurama, King of the Hill, Batman the Animated Series, The Critic, and Mission Hill on our Patreon.
Yes, yeah, and that's at patreon.com/Talking Simpsons for a ton of bonuses, including our monthly movie podcast, which is our super bonus, where we sometimes talk for 6 hours long about a given movie, like we just did for the history of Mulan. And this is our Disney Renaissance summer right now. We're doing is we do Disney Renaissance cleanup with Pocahontas and Tarzan, rounding it out because we've covered all the previous Disney Renaissance ones. And
That's awesome. You guys, total resource for not just good discussions, but like production history and nuggets and shit. You guys always do such a great job with that.
thanks, Bob.
So,
thank you.
Thanks for bringing some of that here. Because the Lord knows we need it
I
over
think Bob's
here.
in the middle of reading a like Pocahontas book right now, like on the real history.
The true story.
Oh,
you must be 18.
Wow. If you want more We Hate Movies, of course, we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/We Hate Movies, where if you are a subscriber at the $8 level or up, you are listening to this very episode ad-free. So if you're not and you got beef with commercials, boy, do we have a solution for you. Tons of sideshows over there as well, Eric, both Star Wars related and otherwise.
Yes. We're doing on the Gleep Glossary this month. We're doing Kai Adi Mundi, the Conehead Jedi, and a wrap up of the Acolyte. Since people were so mad about it, we felt like we should address it. Yes, and we have a Star Trek show. We recap TNG. We just finished the entirety of the original series. So if that's interesting to you, tune into that.
That's right. And as always, here on Tuesdays, the show continues next week. We Hate Movies will be back and better than ever. We're talking Alien Resurrection, I do believe. So get ready for that. I think, still to this day, shittiest Alien movie. And I'm including them fucking Predator crossovers and that stuff. I think this movie is terrible.
Wow.
I have. Maybe I was just gonna say I haven't seen it in probably the better part of 2 decades, so maybe my tune will change.
I think there's some
was never a fan.
some charm to it. The monster at the end is cute. I'm excited to reevaluate.
Test how French it feels compared to Despicable Me 2, which feels more directed by a Frenchman.
Yes. By the way,
That's
Steve
right.
and Chris, we're giving them the antidote. They won't be purple minions. That's where they are right now.
That's right.
And they'll be back next week.
Shooting jelly in their mouths in a cage. Yeah.
That's right.
Their genitals will not grow back.
No.
So they're in Cloaca Town right now.
Certainly.
So until next week when we're talking Alien Resurrection, I've been Andrew Jupin.
Eric's sister.
Bob Mackey.
And Henry Gilbert.
Take it easy.